While the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile when it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can.
That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us, average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Now, save your breath to kill your part. Hey, look, what's the heck to the roof like? The Scottish Outline furniture and the Scottish cushions with matching circular clothing. Yeah. Right. It's a terrible cost for somebody with the boob.
Hello, fuckface.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely crying. I can't help it. I really can't. I'm sorry. I'm absolutely crying. I can't help it. I really can't. This is no fake. The whole moment just kind of got to me with that video. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
What's up, Anthony? What's up, old Jimmy Norton?
Morning, that's breakfast.
Jimmy's having his little breakfast. It's Jimmy's turn to eat.
Yeah.
I'll be eating around 9:30.
What do you got there, Jimmy? Raisin Bran Crunch.
Apple and some yogurt.
Ooh. Lovely.
We were talking about cereals in the back office. That's what we do to prepare for this fine radio show. And I brought in some Honey Nut Cheerios today. I like my Honey Nut Cheerios when I'm not eating my oatmeal.
Ugh, that oatmeal.
And Anthony goes, know what I like? I like a nice bowl of Raisin Bran when I get home.
I have the Raisin Bran.
And then I described to Anthony what happens when I have Raisin Bran. It's not pretty. I got to make sure I'm not seeing anyone for at least 12 hours when I eat Raisin Bran.
That refinery you call it an intestinal tract.
I don't know what happens, but my stomach gets it just gets bloated.
Yeah.
Just gets absolutely bloated with air where you can push it in. I could push my stomach in and it'll start my farts.
Really?
That's how much air goes in me when I eat Raisin Bran, and then it's just a disaster the rest of the day.
Completely disgusting.
Yeah. Just a complete disaster. Know what I should do just for a goof? Have a nice big bowl of Raisin Bran before the show.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Well, we'll put you in your little bubble thing there, and you'll be fine.
Please, give me an oxygen tent.
That's what we should do.
You guys want to do that?
How about one morning? But Anthony's not going to play along. I know Jimmy would.
What?
I would. I'm sure some of the other guys would. We all bring in that one food that makes us fart a lot.
I don't like blasting gas in public.
I don't think we've ever seen you fart.
No, I don't do that.
I think that would be funny, though.
I'm not a very gassy person, I don't think.
We could play Last Man Standing, where they get just so awful, the farts, that you tap out, and the last person standing gets to do the show and talk about whatever the hell they want.
I would absolutely say Jimmy would win that. You just, I don't know, the stuff you eat doesn't really bubble up in you enough. Well, it bubbles up in you, but it doesn't make, you don't eat lousy enough food.
Oh, no,
that it comes out like rancid possum carcass.
Don't worry. If we're going to have a contest, I'll get into it. I'll eat differently. I'll make sure I get a big huge heaping plate of sushi, and then a nice big glass of milk.
Some clams that are a little off.
Some clams that are a bit off.
Just a bit off.
Yeah. Why not, man? And a lot of spice. I'll take you on, Jimmy.
I don't know.
Well, at the end of the day, no one's left. It's just me and you sitting here with erections.
And you're just blasting each other over and over again.
Noses right by each other's assholes, waiting for the next one. Anticipating.
All right. Where do we begin today?
People are a little mad at the Ecstasy of Gold being changed. Thought we were going into best of.
Oh, they played the wrong version today?
Yeah, played the different one.
Oh, yeah, I guess they do something a little wacky.
Shaking it up a little in there, in that room?
No, I guess when we...
Taking it upon themselves in the glass room?
What happened?
It's an all-new version?
Why is it an all-new version?
It's like an opera version.
An opera version?
Who decided to play the all-new version?
That would be Steve.
It's Steve is taking on some huge responsibility there.
Well, we told them that we want to mix up the beginning of the show.
Oh, we did.
But
Okay.
that's just like the show opener. We want to keep
the music's got to remain consistent.
Yeah, you got to keep the same Ecstasy of Gold. What they do during the worst of is they play a different version just to give you a hint that we're not going to be there. But
I just thought you wanted some kind of a change.
That's right, Jimmy.
Look at Steve doing Jimmy's impression of him.
Very accurate impression.
I look forward to the day. Even if it's me, I don't care. I just look forward to the day when Steve fights back and just
snaps,
punches us once real hard in the middle of the face.
I can't because I get locked up the day after. So I mean, it wouldn't happen.
You're like the biggest guy here. You could like take over this whole place, and you don't.
I could. You know what? The reality is, you could hit me as hard as you possibly can, and you might. You're probably going to fuck me up. I hit you as hard as I can, you die, and that's
that's wonderful.
And but that's the reality.
At least
so
he recognizes that.
I have to exercise a tremendous amount of restraint when I get pissed off, so I don't do it.
All right. What version of Ecstasy of Gold do we play?
Yeah, Martini douche. Which one?
That was a live version, a live symphony version.
Live version?
Yeah, that was done live by, I think, the Berlin Philharmonic. I could be wrong.
It was so beautiful to hear. I'm crying here.
Watching on the monitor, he's looking for the coffins. He's running around past the headstones.
There's things that happen on the show that we just get obsessed with. My latest obsession is Bruce Kelly crying.
Bruce Kelly crying.
Oh, eventually it'll go away.
Absolutely crying.
And it'll go into the O&A archives. But right now, that's just a hot topic for me.
It is hot, and he's nowhere to be found, huh?
He hates us now, huh?
I think he hates us now. I think he's finally had it with us, unfortunately.
Has he?
I think so.
We've goofed on him a little too much.
It's just funny, though. Listen to this.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely crying. I can't help it. I really can't.
Crying.
That's like a guy that's been in radio probably, I would guess, 20 years. And he's crying on the air over something so silly and
that
stupid.
sounds like Bill Murray in Caddyshack. It's not a plastic explosive or anything. I'm absolutely crying.
That is my latest obsession, though.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of that. I got that on my iPod. I'm playing it all the time.
Just in between every tune, have that one pop
I'm
in.
podcasting now, man. I take the cute little things from our show and throw it on my iPod. And
that's nice.
That should be a ringtone.
Yeah, really.
I'm absolutely crying.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely crying. I can't help it. I really can't.
Hello?
Hello, faggot? That's classic.
Gotta love him.
All right, so people
return our calls, though.
People aren't digging the Ecstasy of Gold.
Really? I can change it back. It's not a big deal.
I would have listened if I knew it was new. I'm gonna have to hear
I didn't
that
realize
now
it was that different, but if it's that noticeable.
Third replay or something.
Oh, they notice everything.
Of course.
These pains in the asses notice every fucking thing. We've created some monsters out there.
Monsters.
All right.
Today's intro sucked. Go back to the old one. Yeah.
Do you mean the entire intro? Doesn't like the superhero thing? I mean, like.
No, I love the superhero thing.
All right.
Don't change that.
Okay.
I mean, change it eventually. We're going to mix it up a little bit. All right. Well, you guys got something on your mind. We should just throw this out there and then move on with our radio show.
Throw it on the table? Yes, sir.
Throw it on the table.
Yes, sir.
One of our enemies in radio lost his wife.
Yeah, it's a drag.
It's a major drag. It brought back horrendous memories for me, just hearing about it. And I can understand what the guy's going through. And personally, I don't like the guy. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but but I feel really bad for him. And
you don't wish anything like that on your worst enemy.
Not at all.
I still, I don't like Don. It's not an appropriate time to call him an asshole or anything. I don't like the guy. But you can't then just revel in someone's misery like that. That's just an awful thing to happen to anybody. I don't care who they are. Unless, maybe Bin Laden. All right. If he had a loved one, like to see him suffer a little bit.
Yeah, basically, if you haven't heard the story, Don from Don and Mike, his wife got into just a horrific car accident, and she lost her life. And it's just awful. Simple as that. It's just awful.
No jokes, no nothing.
And there's no rhyme or reason with what we do on this program. But Anthony and I immediately, we didn't even have to think about it, said, hands off. We're not even going to touch this one.
No.
Not even going to touch it. And, then the listeners took it upon themselves on one of our message boards to just go off and just have some ridiculous fun with the whole thing.
Call us hypocrites.
And now they're calling us hypocrites because then we try to defend ourselves, basically saying, look, dudes, it's just not cool. Simple as that. It's just not cool. Why? Because we said so,
That's it. I can't give you a mathematical formula as to why that isn't cool to touch on, but any of the multitude of other things we've touched on, the Peterson case, the Yates thing, McCartney, like all that. Why is that good, but this is off limits? You know what? I don't know. It's just a feeling. That's what it is. It's the way I personally feel, and I know you two do also, and that's the answer. You're not going to get some kind of an answer that you could write down on paper and figure out. Ain't going to happen. It's just the way it is.
I posted something yesterday, and
You posted something beautiful, Jimmy.
It's just common sense. I mean,
let me read it.
I read it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that Jimmy is insightful.
Jimmy basically, you wrote this on the... Oh, you wrote two things?
I didn't the first time. I didn't want to. I know the fact that we make. Look, my sense of humor is barbaric.
Oh,
and it always
you're
will
a
be.
horrible person.
I'm garbage, and I know it. And it was almost like I didn't address the obvious things we make fun of. 'Cause I almost felt it was over-explaining it. And I didn't want to insult. It's almost like you don't want to talk to people like they're dummies. Like, I know people kind of understand this. So you post something kind of basic, and it was amazing to me how many people...
How many dummies?
Just still come back with, well, how come this is okay? It's like, I'm not... it's just frustrating to want to grab some dummy and explain to him what you're trying to say.
The best way to explain is just how Anthony explained it. It's just a feeling.
That's it. It's a feeling.
Guess what? Surprisingly, sometimes Opie and Anthony and little Jimmy Norton, we take the high road. Sometimes we just take the high road.
You're human beings. You're not machines. There isn't some thing you can calculate what we're going to say next in any given situation. If that was the case, like I was saying in the office, grab all of our old shows, and based on our past performances of our old shows, you can then take a slide rule, a calculator, whatever you need, and figure out what our shows are going to be in the future. And we don't even have to show up. You could just paste it together. It doesn't work that way. In this case, we feel... whether we're close enough to the situation, whether it's too soon, whether it doesn't matter what the reason is. We just feel that this isn't something we want to make light of. And that's it. You're going to have to fucking live with that. That's it. That's the best answer you're going to get.
And there are times we just do the unexpected. And that's what we're doing here.
And I felt bad when I heard it.
And I say the unexpected because everyone just thought, oh, this would be just a piece of cake for us to take and run with.
It didn't even enter my mind for a split second. When I even heard, and it wasn't even confirmed yet.
Right.
It didn't even dawn on me for a second to make light of this. Not for a second. You wouldn't want to be in that situation and have colleagues in your business ripping you apart in in the worst moment of your life. You just don't want that happening.
I went through this almost a year ago. I'm up to about 11 months. I lost my dad in a very similar way. And it's just, I just had a horrendous day yesterday because it brought back way too many memories. Mm-hmm. Way too many fucking memories. A phone call that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Simple as that.
Right.
Getting a phone call, I was in Boston at what's the place there on Newbury Street? Sauncy's. Beautiful day, not thinking about anything. I'm having lunch with Ben. Phone rings, thinking, I was up there for Oedipus's going away party. Thinking nothing, like someone from the party calling me like, hey, you're in town, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
And you get a phone call from a nurse in a hospital, basically saying your parents were in a horrific car accident and your dad's not going to make it.
Yeah, wonderful.
Your life stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it never gets better. It just, your whole life changes. Jim Norton wrote this yesterday. Ope, Ann, and myself and the rest of the show staff learned about Frida Source's death this afternoon, as did most of you.
Oh, you didn't put epitome in there, did you, Jimmy?
No.
Okay. Keep reading it.
If it's home.
Yeah. Bombs and flubs, that's a great bit. Of course.
Rave reviews.
Except for a couple assholes on whackbag.com.
Yeah.
I just don't read the message board as much as I used to, because the assholes are taking over. Have fun. We are obviously stunned by it. We've all lost people we love, and it's never supposed to happen so unexpectedly. People you love are supposed to grow old with you and fade slowly, not kiss you goodbye and never come home. I am sure the listeners understand that when something horrible like this happens, all meaningless radio squabbles prove to be exactly that, meaningless. 99% of the listeners will know this intuitively. I am explaining this to the 1% who may not. Frida was part of a radio show we went back and forth with, but more importantly, she was a wife and a mother. Don, Bart, and the rest of their family have had their lives completely and irreversibly altered. We can control the way we handle and address things on the air, but we cannot control the way listeners respond. I'm asking on behalf of the show that all of you display the same respect for Don and his family that we intend to, not because it's politically correct or for fear of corporate retribution, but because on a human level, it's the way any of us would want to be treated if it were our own families, Jim.
Mm-hmm. And it's common sense dictates. It's not a judgment on brutal humor. No. And how anybody could have misinterpreted that as a judgment on brutal...
Right.
Absolutely
not. Like your passing judgment on what should be used as fodder for humor or not. Absolutely not.
And it was almost like I didn't want to over-explain that because I'm saying something that probably doesn't need to be said, but it's like, let me just say it because I'm sure most people get it. But it was amazing to me how many people come back with, well, how come it's okay to make fun of this and not that? It was geez, what are you, a third grader? You think I didn't think of that when I posted?
Yeah.
I just felt it would be insulting and too obvious.
Right.
This is a situation, how often does it happen where somebody you have a rivalry with has something like this happen?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I can remember, since the show has obviously been back on, I can't remember this happening, even on the old show, where something so awful has happened to somebody that we've gone back and forth with.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you handle it? What do you do about it? It's like, I don't want to fuck with that. I wouldn't want to be fucked with.
Right.
On that level. This is not the Yates. We know I make fun of the Yates and the Connor and John Bonet and a million awful things.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, at least for me, is the listeners, let's be honest. I mean, you guys can be pretty brutal with the message boards, with the emails. You would be, in this case, interfering with somebody's grief, whereas the other times it's just a bunch of dumbbells kind of talking shit about something awful, which we all do. But to do it now is like you're actually getting in somebody's face as they're going through it. And to me, that was the main difference. This is going to affect somebody as they're grieving. And, I mentioned the fact that she was a wife and a mother, not because, for Pete's sake, how can you say anything? But because, like, this is how we're looking at this as radio people. It's like this goes beyond the radio thing. This is somebody who, she's got a son, and it's like, don't go on the message boards where their fans are grieving and start smashing their faces. It's just too direct an assault on somebody.
Direct a connection.
That's not what we do.
There's like, 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
As opposed to a lot of the stuff we do goof on. There's so many levels of separation there.
Yeah.
I can't see, what's her name there, Yates, tuning in our show. And meanwhile, she's the one that did it anyway, so fuck her. And, this is a little too close.
And it was, look, the bottom line is there's a rivalry, but it's still a relationship of some sort. Look, there's never been a physical assault between us and the other show. They don't like us, we don't like them. When something awful happens, you still have a connection on some level, whatever, good or bad. You still don't want to see something awful like this happen. And we know how the listeners respond, and a lot of times listeners respond very fiercely. And in this case, it would have been too much. It would have just hurt the person too much. It would have went beyond what we normally do, which is just be dickheads. And I didn't think that needed to be explained, but obviously, well, dude, there should be no limits in humor. And it's like, no, you fucking dummies. No one is saying.
Doesn't get the limits on humor. I know, I saw that one. Limits on humor. No limits on humor. Ooh, wow, really? Really there, Sherlock.
We've always had certain limits here that we just self-impose limits. And again, it's like we don't make fun of cops that get shot. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like it, so I don't.
Right.
We didn't shit on 9/11 when it happened. No one ever called us hypocrites for that. Or no one ever called me a hypocrite when I've met them in person. Dude, how many times have you heard, dude, you're so much nicer than I thought you were going to be. I can't believe you're not that asshole in the air. You talk to me. Why has not one of you ever called me out and said, oh, you're a hypocrite because you didn't scream and yell at me like I'm a caller. Yeah. You understand? So don't be selective when you talk that kind of shit either. But no one was making a random statement or a sweeping judgment on brutal humor, because I will always have that for the rest of my life.
Someone made a pretty valid point about hypocrisy. Said all the people that were goofing on the situation are hypocrites for not goofing about their dead family members. It's like, now you're a hypocrite. If you're willing to, make light of this, why not get on there and make jokes about your dead relatives? Go ahead. Oh, you're a hypocrite. Ridiculous. Some of the people on there are really thick.
It's amazing how
thick
some
skulled.
of them pulled that. I couldn't believe they pulled that argument. It was like, that was so obvious. Like,
I know.
dude.
Like you posted it and then went, uh-oh.
We do make fun of rough things.
Wow. Now what do we do?
I just didn't want to. Sometimes you don't want to over-explain things and insult the intelligence. I didn't want somebody to come back and go, Dick, we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's just times I think you got to kind of like. And I know people say, well, we don't have that relationship. You guys know Don. We don't know Don. But you do have that relationship because they're connected to our show and you're connected to them through our show. So you do have that kind of relationship. You have a different relationship with Don and Mike than you do with, say, some radio show in Seattle that we've never had a problem with. So it may not have any type of connection for you, but it's still there on some level. So you do have that,
and
whether
to the
you like
people,
it or not.
to the people that felt they didn't have any type of relationship, don't know them from a hole in the wall, and don't care, that's fine too. Fine, whatever. But then don't expect us to get on and start making the jokes that you so want to hear. It's just not going to happen. And then we get the postings and emails from people that are, oh, you guys are pussies. It's like, what? Pussy? That doesn't even come into play. Thick.
And we've never, this is what annoyed me, it's like we have never asked anything like this of the listeners. Again, to my memory, especially since at least the 9 months we've been back on. Never. It's not like we're always going there, hey, guys, don't talk about, hey, guys. We never.
No.
Never.
Oh, and there's been a bunch of times we've wanted to for whatever reason, but, I mean, people on that message board were making fun of my dad's death. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. You're a fan of the show, but they're like, well, Ope's got to take it because he dishes it out, so here's one. And then some guy lobbed the first joke thinking everyone was just going to jump on board. It's like, no, you're the asshole, I just kind of get disgusted with the message board, and I know most of them are really cool, and I like most of them very much, but I just got disgusted in a level that I didn't think I would, and it wasn't people disagree with me. I've had actual really nasty fights with people on the board. That never turned me off. But just this argument of, well, humor can't have a limit, that's what I was saying. I was self-righteously imposing that and going, oh, for Pete's sake, don't make fun of death, you fucking dummies.
Right. Yeah.
When have I ever said that?
Yeah.
So I posted a response about it, and it was just kind of explaining what I just explained. It was like, it's just a little bit too close. How do you need that explained to you?
Sometimes we just take the high road. That's all. That's all.
Because it's just the right thing to do, and that was my first reaction when I heard it. I was like, ugh, that's awful.
Not for the sake of, look at us, we're taking the high road.
Right.
Not for that sake. For the sake of being a human fucking being.
Well, we just, we decided to take the high road.
That's it.
It just feels right. Like Anthony said, it's a feeling.
I'm not fighting any, I'm not having this internal battle of taking the high road or making jokes. That's, like I said before, it wasn't even an issue. The second I heard it, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't any inner monologue going on that I had to make this decision whether I was going to do this or this. There was no other option.
It was a no-brainer. So
that's it.
There you go.
And there's just some idiot. I mean, message boards in general are made to implode. The more successful they get, the more people come on board. It reaches maximum density, and it just caves in on itself. And it could be where some of these message boards are going these days. and we will see.
And again, no one says that we should go on and speak and everyone has to agree. We understand that you guys all got your own minds and you're supposed to have your own opinions and not agree with a lot of what we say. All right, fine.
We posted plenty of stuff that we've been ripped apart on, and that's
Absolutely.
fine, whatever, it's the way it is.
But when it's something like this, and it's like we never ask you that shit, if someone wrote back and go, look, how come you guys do this, but now you're like this? If someone wants to question that, of course, all right, fine, it's a logical question, we'll answer it. But to come back with like, this guy Umo sent me one, and I'm calling him out. You're just a little scumbag, and I'd just spit in your fucking face. I'd love to spit in your fucking face, you faggot with no real name. Ugh, hate these motherfuckers. Use your real name if you want to talk shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What do you say?
It's just about you're a fucking hypocrite, and it's just not getting. It wasn't a threatening one. He was just a douche, and it was just. I think I posted. I took his private one and I posted it. It's gonna be private, fucking douche.
Well,
Post it.
One guy posted, it's all or nothing. You either goof on what you goof on, or you don't. And I actually had a post written down, and I just deleted it. I was like, I'm not going to get into this with this shit. I said fuck it yesterday and just stopped posting. But the answer to it's all or nothing is why? Why? Who is the guy with the rule book that says it's got to be all or nothing? What? And what if it's not all or nothing? The show falls apart? What? It's never all or nothing on this show. We're very selective about what we talk about. You know what the shit is we don't talk about? That's right, you don't hear it because we didn't fucking talk about it. We're very selective as to what we talk about and don't talk about. And if you can't see consistency in our show, sorry. Because a lot of times there isn't any consistency. It's just based on how we feel at any given moment. That's it.
And there was one self-imposed rule. It was never discussed. But even when we were fighting with Don and Mike, we never talked about Bart. Why? He wasn't a part of the radio show. He was this kid. It was never anything. No one ever called us out like, how come you guys do it? It was just like a self-imposed, like, it's just not, it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. So we did have a limit there. We've had other limits that just, you don't talk about. They're just common sense limits. So the one time we make that request, to have to get shit from some of the people is just really, really irritating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this douchebag. Ugh.
Oh.
I wanted to bite his face. Because he's just such a dummy making a third-grade argument.
Norton, your hypocritical pseudo-morality represents everything I hate in a human being.
Really? Is that everything you hate, man? Really?
Yeah, man. A phony cocksucker. You're not phony.
Not at all.
Like you
should have seen me under that porch. I was as real can be, fella.
Makes fun of thousands of tsunami victims, laughs hysterically at dead babies like Susan Smith and Andrew Yates murder victims, and relentlessly delivers hundreds of Lil Connor jokes. Suddenly, you get a self-righteous bug up your ass and dredge up the gall to pontificate about how the dead wife of fat radio host is off-limits. Man, fuck you, Norton. Gee, this...
I just responded.
Oh, okay.
I responded vicious to him one-on-one. But again... That was what I just explained. It was like the difference is our being dicks about these public stories is not getting right into the face of a person who is suffering, which is what would happen here. It would even the Don and Mike fans, man, they're fucking grieving. Let them grieve. 'Cause when it comes to these other things, you don't go to the websites of the people who are suffering and attack them, which is probably what would happen here. And it's like, in this case, again, we haven't dealt with this. We don't know how to deal with it. Just please don't do it. And this is the response. The one time we mention it. It's off limits, man. Yeah, that's what I said. I can make fun of Lacey, but everything that you might want to make fun of is off limits. That's exactly what I'm saying, you dummy, Umo, jizzbag, without a real name.
Just doesn't get it.
No real profile. I love these fucking guys. Don't put it. That's the only thing.
Zero accountability.
That's the only thing I don't like about message boards. Is that it's like you guys have the right to say whatever you want, and I have never wanted message boards censored ever. Mm-hmm. But the fact when you hide it, you don't use your real name. It's like you guys know our real names. You know what I do for a living. You know what I look like. I don't hide anything. As far as like what an ass I am and who I am. Umo, fucking faggot.
All right, let's go to the phones really fast, and then we'll move on with the radio program. Doug from Whackbag, what's up? Doug. Hold on.
Is the phone on?
I don't know why that would. No, whatever. Doug, what's up?
Yeah, the mods on the board. I just wanted to take a hat off to those guys because they did a really good job modding this and keeping it down to a dull roar. They don't want the message board really to be a haven for people to vent basically like you guys have been reading anyway. It's not funny. It's not good. I actually got a couple emails or PMs saying, General, when do we attack? I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. There's absolutely no way you do something like that. The Lacey stuff, the Yates stuff, it's almost funny and humorous because of how it happened, not because these people died, but because it's so outrageous. It's like, Jesus Christ, you know? Mm-hmm. This car accident, that could happen to anybody.
And, dude, and I make no bones about it. I have a gallows awful humor, and I've said a lot of awful shit, and I always will. It's always been my humor, and it's not going to change, and I'm not asking any of you to change that. It was almost like that was what offended me or irritated me, this guy saying I have pseudo-morality. I'm not coming at you from that point of view. Yeah. I'm the last guy you should think with. So it's almost like I have the most brutal sense of humor as any of you. Believe me, I do. And if I'm going, look, you couldn't just give me the benefit of the doubt or go, yeah, all right, well, these guys are asking us obviously for a reason.
No, I got to jump on you.
It's like I could see if we were self-righteous and we always went to the boards. Hey, guys, don't say that. That's mean. Never.
Yeah.
Fucking never. Now, I'm not yelling at you, Doug. I mean, I know you get it. I talked to you yesterday, but it's like a lot of them just don't.
I've joined in on some real heinous and horrendous posts on the message board and Photoshops and all that. Of course.
Dude, after we did that Lady McCartney thing, I felt like I needed a shower.
I know.
It was awful.
I really felt awful that whole night.
Oh.
I felt awful. And then when I woke up the next morning, the alarm clock went off, and it was a Paul McCartney song.
Really?
I swear to you. I absolutely remember. I woke up, and I just was like, oh, I feel like shit.
All right, Doug. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Doug. Take it easy.
All right, let's go to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot believe that you guys even have to address it. It's ridiculous. Some of the guys are doing it to push buttons, hiding behind their computers. But you having to address this takes away from the show more than if you would goof. There's no reason to goof on it.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. I mean, they're fucking up the show by making you guys address this.
Yeah.
Well,
there are plenty of things for you to goof on.
Dude, there's only it's 1% too. Most of them got it intuitively. Again, it's that 1%. And again, we know, and I understand some of them just went after it initially because, hey, it was an event. They're unconnected to it. They went after it just because it was a thing that happened. And all right, whatever. But then once it was like, hey, could you kind of not because of this? Then that's when I get really irritated. Not even the initial response, which is just people responding to an event.
I mean, when you get right down to it, I mean, I think the other day, whatever, it's stupid radio. You guys do it better than anyone else, and I want to laugh. And there's no reason to laugh or make fun of this. I mean, there are plenty of other things to goof on. I mean, you're too close to the guy. The guy's still a dick. He's a hack fucking radio bullshit guy, but this is different.
Yeah, man, he's a guy. I mean, it's like we haven't liked each other's radio shows, but you know, it's like I was seeing him in the hallways at NW.
There's no fun in it for you, I don't think. Yeah, and there's no fun in it for me personally. I mean, you know, I'm a husband, a father. I'm going to work. I want to laugh, you know.
Right.
And not at this bullshit.
All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Thank you, John. Very good. Let's go to Marcus. Marcus, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to point out. Last time I checked, this is called the Opie and Anthony Show. Y'all can talk about whatever the hell y'all want.
Oh, we absolutely will.
Well, the deal here is we're a very interactive radio show, so at times we have to kind of, you know, squash what happens on these message boards because, believe it or not, in the end we kind of believe in participation and message boards and things like that. And if you don't address this from time to time, the message boards will just have to go away because they don't help the show on any level whatsoever.
Oh, and
so that's the point we're coming from as well. You know what I mean?
That's when they go away.
I may not sit there and agree with everything y'all say, but I ain't getting on there calling y'all fuckface and all this stupid bullshit.
No, that's all right. I don't care what people.
People.
Yeah. I mean, we're a very interactive radio show. That's why we have to address this stuff from time to time because, you know, it just gets out of control to a point. We don't need that message board anymore. Is what it'll come down to.
No, you put it perfectly. When it stops helping the show or stops supporting the show, then there's no reason for us to even deal with it anymore.
There are times that the message board becomes a place where they just bitch about the show.
Yeah.
And they're supposedly fans. I understand bitching here and there, but we know when we stink.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need everyone else to point it out. We go home and go, oh man, that was a bad show. That blows. And then you have to read some of these message boards where they just get obsessed with picking apart every dumb little bad thing about the show. And then it's like, well, how does that help us in the end when it's supposed to be an Opie and Anthony quote fan site?
Well, there's some people that do that and constantly do that, and they get pissed off when it's pointed out to them and go, hey, it's an open forum, man. I'll say whatever I want about that. And you know something? You're absolutely right. Go ahead. The board will never be mentioned, and believe me, when the boards don't get mentioned, they go away. It's happened in the past. They just go away. And then you're stuck with, 5 idiots arguing with each other on a formally good message board.
I used to love reading the message boards. I barely read them. I go there maybe real quick, scan it, see what's going on, and that's about it. I used to really get into it.
You know what I read? Off topic. I don't even read about the show anymore on message boards. I go to like Photoshop, video games, things like that.
There were times I was going there, and if you didn't know much about the show, but you knew about you would read this message board for whatever reason, you would think that this is the worst radio show in America.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, what? Knowing how we've been on a roll or whatever, like the show's just killing every day. But you go on the message boards and you don't get that same feeling because there's stupid idiots there that'll take that one dumb thing that sucked that morning or whatever and just blow it out of proportion to a point. It's like, why are we even bothering promoting these people?
People that take their own opinions, which are fine. If you didn't like a segment, you didn't like a whole show, that's fine. But the way they post it is the show sucked or the show sucks and not, I thought it sucked or it's never their opinion. It's, boy, I don't know what's happened. They really suck lately. And, like, dude, don't listen.
And like I said, I know when we suck.
Yeah, believe me, we're the first ones to know.
We're the first ones to know when we suck. And there are a lot of times we know we're not sucking, and it's portrayed that way on these message boards. Hey, Arthur, what's up?
Hey, I just thought I'd let you guys know that you guys are great. I got tired of, like commercial radio. And then I got XM, and I stumbled on you guys. Man, you guys are like a plus to this XM. Man, I laugh my ass off every fucking day. And if you decide not to talk about something, you don't have to. It's your show. But I just thought I'd let you know you guys are a great show.
Thank you. All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Yeah, we're going to move on with the show. A bunch of people are saying that. But we just wanted to address that.
Yeah.
We got Keith the Cop's motorcycle ride tomorrow. We should get this business out of the way, too, so we could actually start being funny. Keith the Cop has a little motorcycle ride happening from New York to Philly tomorrow. Going to end up at Club Risque in Philadelphia.
Club Risque.
Basically, you don't even need a motorcycle to go down there, but they're leaving from the studio at 7:30 tomorrow morning. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot of girls flashing on the way, I believe.
Beautiful girls.
Beautiful girls on the back of bikes. Maybe some of the girls even driving the bikes. I saw a couple of those over the weekend.
They're always hot.
Motorcycle mamas.
Yeah.
And
sorry chicks that ride bikes.
And then Pat from Menake's going, and other listeners are going in their cars. So if you want to join Keith and the gang, you just have to be at the station tomorrow before 7:30 when they take off.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 111 57th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue. Yes, Ben?
I saw Jamaican Mike yesterday.
Yeah, man.
He wanted to know the route of the bikes. So the bikes are going to go down 57th to 9th Avenue. So if guys that are in Manhattan that want to see it, because it's going to be when a lot of people are going to work.
Yeah.
And then also, I remember from a couple weeks ago, we're going to have girls handing out WOW stickers going down the route, just walking, around New York tomorrow during the show, too. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
And
too,
then, then there's an opportunity to join the motorcycle ride en route.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll see them coming by. I guess that you're going to take the New Jersey Turnpike all the way down?
Yeah, the route's actually up on Foundry.
Oh, okay.
So,
I know Keith, the last time he did it, they stopped at a rest area so other people could join him or something. So we'll figure it out on the fly tomorrow. But what I want to bring up is the fact that we wanted the Opie and Anthony van to join us.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is one of the first appearances we've done in a long time. Supposedly we have this van in Washington. We watch it.
People that have been to live appearances know what this looks like. It's the Opie and Anthony van.
I don't think it's the Opie and Anthony van anymore. That's what I want to talk about. I think they painted over it.
Do you?
No doubt in my mind.
It had our dopey cartoon faces on it. Said Opie and Anthony, XM, 202, all over the thing. And it was our van. When we showed up at appearances, it was parked in front.
This satellite radio thing is changing by the day. I think there's a new band in town, a new hot band.
Really?
Might be Major League Baseball. I don't know. I think it's something else.
Oh, boy.
We were the it thing for a couple weeks.
Do you think they painted golf balls on it?
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
the golf?
They joined the golf. Yeah, they got the golf channel up and running.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Maybe it's golf.
But I know when we went down to Washington, we watched that van just sit in the parking lot day in and day out.
Yeah.
They never used it to actually promote the show.
Air America. Maybe a big picture of Janine Garofalo on the side.
I never understood that we had an Opie and Anthony van and it wasn't out there, every day handing out stuff.
Yeah.
It's like no-brainer radio crap.
Every
the only
time
time that van goes out is when an intern has to pick up lunch for Elo or Strelo or Hugo or any of the other
Lows.
O's and lows down there. That's the only time that it gets exposure on the streets.
Every time we were there, we'd pull up and that thing would just be parked in the parking lot, not out, not doing anything.
Hey, can we get a ride to the hotel? No, it's already been promised to somebody else.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's the point I want to make. So it's supposedly the Opie and Anthony van, and we need it for our WOW motorcycle ride tomorrow. And we can't get the van because someone else is using it.
Who's using it?
Has it reserved?
Someone else has reserved the Opie and Anthony van for tomorrow.
For what?
But we're Opie and Anthony.
For what? It's the Opie and Anthony van. If Opie and Anthony need it, perhaps Opie and Anthony should get it.
Why don't you rent another van for whoever else needs it? How about that? You spend $80 and rent another van for people that have that van.
That's why in the end we just do everything ourselves and we'll get the
unless it's being used to take the president to the airport, then I'll understand. It'd probably get a little more coverage than it will in Philly.
It probably is an Air America thing. They probably painted over you guys, and there's a picture of a white person just apologizing to criminals.
And Air America.
So we're sorry that we're superior.
Oh, God, that's funny. That would make a great van. I'm sorry.
Just a paternalistic white head. Maybe you see a white hand coming down and just patting a black head.
A little nappy black afro
but
on
it's
the
an
top
adult
of the
in
head.
a suit. It's an adult black male in a suit, and it's just a white hand with a white suit just patting it in a paternalistic, I'll help you a long way.
I will help you because you can't help yourselves kind of way.
Right.
So, we've asked for this van to, hang out in New York and hand out WOW stickers and things like that. We just can't get it done. I don't know why. And then we have Pat from Menaki, who pretty much has decorated his van with as much WOW and Opie and Anthony stuff as possible.
Yeah.
And he even wants the company to just pay for a quick paint job. Because he just rides that thing, I don't know, I think he puts on almost 100,000 miles a year on the thing. He's like, look, dude, just, pay for the paint job. You can paint your logo all over this thing and I'll just drive around. And we can't get that done either.
No, can't get that going.
And that's just simple promotion. That's promotion 101.
So who's got the van? Did we find out?
We have to find out before the end of the show who's got the van.
Who gets the Opie and Anthony van? And guaranteed it's not going to be for something that is needed, that needs the Opie and Anthony van. Like Jimmy said, any van will do. They could rent a van and use that, but no.
By the way, Paul's calling me out on a technicality. I know it's a wrap, and it's not. They don't really paint them anymore.
Oh, that's what
we know that. It's like almost like a shrink wrap thing they do. We understand. But, I'm going old school.
But why wouldn't that be available? Why? It's a real
The show gets the van. Don't make a fucking maniac out of me. The show gets the van. Come on.
So, Don Wicklin is getting to the bottom of that one.
Wiki?
I would love to know who has that. Who's in charge of that where he has to go, Opie and Anthony need the van? We already have it rented out. Well, how about this? You're a major corporation. Buy another fucking van.
Yeah. Buy a van.
Your XM satellite, you did 600,000 subscriptions.
Yeah.
Maybe rent another van for the other people on the rare occasion that we need the one with the Opie and Anthony faces on it to promote.
The stock's riding high.
Jesus.
And I'm sure they could probably get one from General Motors for nothing.
It's ridiculous.
I gave up. You know me, Ant.
Well, the TV
I'm a
commercial,
go-getter. I'm the guy that's on the phone every day after the show trying to get things done. I just gave up. It's like I might as well as Elo.
Have Elo call the van and get a location check.
Elo taught us this.
Jackass.
You could control the thing. We could control this. What we do.
Our surroundings right here.
Yeah, turning on the mics and doing a show. That's what we can control, and we do a very good job with that every day. The other stuff I can't control anymore. I can't get anything done. I mean, I understand there's a national talk show. It's really simple, though. It's so simple. It's Promotion 101. If we have an Opie and Anthony van, you give it to us. You find a parking spot in New York City. We get our interns or we hire anybody to just drive around every single fucking day.
Hand out stickers.
Handing out wow stickers, promotional items. Go to the beaches over the weekend. 4th of July just happened. I'm sure the Opie and Anthony van was nowhere.
A street team.
It's called a street team.
Every
Every stupid radio station in America has it.
They have
Even
radios.
The dumbest radio stations.
They do little games at their beach stops and give away radios and things like that. That's what they do.
Yeah, you hire girls to walk around with tiny little outfits and hand out wow stickers. It's Promotion 101. I know it's a national talk show, but you start in New York. There's so many events happening in New York, you could get a lot of exposure. And guess what? Those people in New York have friends in other cities. Yeah. And they're going to go, wow, I've been listening to this Opie and Anthony show on XM. You should try it out. That's how it happens. That's why we call it Spread the Virus. Because it's a type of show where, you start talking about it to other people. And that's how it grows. But you have to also promote. And you start in New York, the center of the Opie and Anthony show. And then if we need the van for this Philly thing, guess what? Then we expand to Philly a little bit for a day or two.
Yeah.
But instead, we just get, I don't have it set up here. We get nothing.
Yeah.
No promotion whatsoever, and we're not asking to spend money.
How about the TV
It's a
commercial?
van, it's a parking spot, and it's hiring some people to hand out stickers. We could be doing that every day. You could go where the commuters are. You could go to the beaches on the weekends. You could, I've said all this.
Yeah.
You could go to concerts. There's a concert every fucking night in New York City. Then expand a little bit if you can.
And we're a pretty unique out there show, so it's not one of those things where XM's got to say, well, if we give it to you guys, the 40s channel is going to need one? It's not one of these shows where Bob Edwards is going to need a van to go to the beaches and, bore people on their blankets.
He already has one for his listeners. It's a hearse.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
They put his picture, they used that rap stuff when they put his picture on his van, and everyone thought that they had screwed up and wrinkled it all up, but it was just his face.
Poor Bob Edwards.
Never bad.
He's a ghoul.
The man is a ghoul.
He just walks around and nods when he sees us. He has nothing bad to say about us.
He's fine.
You know who he looks like? Remember Zachary, the old guy that used to do the late night horror movies on Channel 11?
Oh, my God, very good.
Introduced Dracula movies.
Very good.
He'd look great in a Dracula cape.
So I don't get it. I thought this was a no-brainer to get the Opie and Anthony van to one of our rare appearances, but
and a brilliant marketing move.
But
brilliant.
But that ain't getting done either.
Brilliant. Very qualified.
Help us out.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm just looking.
Let's find out where the van is, though.
Huh?
Let's find out where the van's going to be tomorrow.
Right.
Let's find out what's more important.
But even if they give us the van, it's not enough. We should have the van every day, especially in the summer in New York. Let's just start promoting in New York. That's a good head start.
It's summer in New York. We should have had a head start on this a month ago. We should have been doing the beaches and doing
we should have people
the street
in Times
team.
Square every day.
Mm-hmm.
All these rubes from all over the country are coming into Times Square
looking
every
for
fucking day.
Any free stuff, even a sticker.
That would require marketing.
Yeah.
Do we even have a marketing department at this point? I really don't know because I don't.
We got
to
do it
anyone
ourselves
for
through
marketing.
strip clubs. How does that feel when you have a marketing department and we got to do it ourselves through strip clubs?
Right.
I'm sure that will happen in January. I'm sure that will happen across the street in January. That's exactly the way it will be done.
Gotta help us out here a little bit.
Right? Fucking mind-boggling.
It really is.
It's just mind-boggling, man.
And then we come up with simple ideas like, all right, this guy, Pat from Menaki, he drives all over the tri-state area. He drives to Philly even and Connecticut. He's all over the East Coast, basically. And he's a massive fan of the show. Granted, his van is awful looking, but we throw a little rap on there and look, free exposure every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And he's willing to hand out the wow stickers every day as he goes.
Right.
Can't get that done either. And that's a freebie, basically. How much does a wrap cost?
Look at the stock. $36 a share. They're rolling in the dough, Opie. Rolling in the dough, XM.
Yeah, but there's just so much more we could do as a company. So much more we could do as a show, that's for sure. I won't even say as a company, because I really don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I know what's going on with this show. I know we're busting our hump every day. I know that Don Wicklund down there in Washington is fighting for us every day. But there's just so much they could do with this show.
Yeah.
So much, and we're not asking for a huge ad campaign. That would be nice.
Never happening.
But I don't want to be delusional. I mean, but there's a lot of dumb little things that don't cost much money that really get the word out as far as the show goes.
Have you talked to marketing at all?
Nah, they hate us, I guess.
Who cares to
mutual? Yeah, we goofed on them a little too much.
I was talking to them. I was talking to them at least 2 or 3 times a week when we first started, and I just gave up because nothing was getting accomplished except a lot of yeah.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah. Maybe Howard will do another event. You can latch onto that. Yeah. Excuse me, did you just say that as a marketing person?
All I remember is that
cricket.
Yeah. All I remember is we had a meeting with marketing where they said that they had big things for us in 05. Remember? And I just sat back and said, okay. Well, guess what?
It's 2105 OP is what they meant.
Huh?
They meant 2105. Oh. It's going to be a few years off.
But I remember they kept saying that was their excuse why, and they're like, no, a lot of things will happen for you guys in 05. A lot of marketing, a lot of big ideas for you guys in 05. Look at the calendar. 05 is half over officially.
You guys taped the TV commercial audio. Did that ever happen for the MyFi?
Oh, remember that?
Where was that? Where is it?
It's supposed to run during the...
I really don't know.
Little news programs on.
Yeah.
But guess what? 05 is officially half over, and I haven't seen any marketing.
There won't be any.
It's like a TB ward in here today between me and you, Jimmy.
I know. I just have that stupid mucus. I'm not sick.
I had to get tissues today. I got a cold coming on.
Oh, poor
I have a little cold coming on.
All right, we're gonna.
I got the sniffles.
Do ya?
We're gonna take a break, Ann, and we're gonna regroup here. We gotta talk about Hogan's show. God, is it awful?
What Hogan show?
Hulk Hogan's doing a show with his hot daughter.
What does he do? Is it a reality show?
Yeah, we'll get into it next. That's the problem. It's this celebrity reality shows that are coming out and becoming really huge now because there's a lot of celebrities that just have no work out there, so now they're all stepping up to the plate and getting involved with this reality programming.
When did the reality show really start? Was it with... I know the Real World, but...
You got to go back to the Real World.
But
they have other examples before that, but the Real World really made reality program.
But when did it really... But that was... How long ago? 15 years ago?
No.
The Real World?
They're up to 15 years?
We're talking 15 years, dude. 15 years.
Easily.
So I'm talking... It was there, but it really didn't... It didn't really start... When did it really start where everything... Was it Survivor?
Survivor. Not Big Brother.
You picked the biggest flop reality show.
Good job, E-Rock.
Everybody
what
the fuck's wrong with you?
Eric, what are you talking about?
Jesus, Big
Brother was big everywhere
else. Microphone. Give him a microphone.
Big Brother was big.
Shut up, would you?
You really did pick the worst reality show.
Oh, actually, Opie, you loved that show.
I liked it, but no one was watching
But to put it as the reality show that might have kicked off the whole craze. Jesus,
it might have been Joe Millionaire. Joe Millionaire was a big one, but I guess before then they had happened.
Yeah,
Survivor.
Survivor was huge.
I think Survivor kind of kicked that off. And what year was that? Because I'm just wondering if the thousands here, the 2000, is going to be known as, like, in the future as that whole reality show decade where the TV's just full of it. Like, it's got to stop at some point. I think it's one of those.
I don't think it's
one of those things that are going to fade out.
I don't think so. Not at all. No, I think it's just going to keep developing and growing. I think it's going to actually get better. They're going to figure it out. You think so? Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm really sick of them, man. I can't get involved with any of them. Well, they take a big commitment. First of all, you can't just watch episode to episode. I turn on Seinfeld. I watch an episode. I'm laughing. I didn't have to see the episode before. I don't have to see the one after.
That is a good point.
I kind of like that. It's such a time commitment to watch these friggin' things. I've been watching the cooking one, which I'm watching a fucking cooking show for God's sake, and it's the same episode every week. Get that plate out there. I'm closing down the kitchen. Oh, he's closing the kitchen again. Jesus Christ, he's yelling at the fat guy. Oh, he's yelling at the broad. And why am I watching this?
That's why I love the marathons. Man, you get a rainy day and you got like a Real World marathon or
something.
Celebrity Fit Club marathon. You're
one right after the other.
You're in for the day, man.
I start, finish. I'm done with this show. One day.
You're done.
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Nobody
Jesus,
watched
Eric.
that, and you're talking about it like it's the last MASH.
Oh. Yeah.
Someone is saying the first reality show, Cops.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Cops
Survivor
was
was actually...
Survivor was the one that just threw it on everyone's plate,
Well,
basically.
the original concept for that, it was a chick that Ben banged during a one-night stand.
Survivor actually came out when we were at NEW, right? Because we had Jervis.
Yeah.
Remember, was Jervis on the first season?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Richard Jervis, right?
No, that was
Richard the
Hatch.
fag.
Oh, whatever,
Yeah. Richard the fag who doesn't pay his taxes.
Yeah.
Who's
That's
your
a
brother,
great one.
And your brother's song that made it on Howard's song contest.
Yeah, we got in trouble for that one, too. God, what a dick he is.
And
What
that's
a
where-
lack of... he has no sense of humor whatsoever. Howard Stern had this parrot... What was it again?
It was a song parody
Song
contest.
parody contest, and Anthony's brother had 2 or 3 submissions that were in, like, the top 5.
Yeah.
And Howard's ranting and raving how great these songs are. And then we finally go on our show and you know...
They're like, it's our guy doing that, Howard.
We let everyone in on the gag that we, infiltrated his stupid contest. And instead of being like, having a sense of humor and going with it somehow or blasting us back, goes behind the scenes and talks to our bosses. And we almost got fired for it.
Yep.
It's like, doesn't anyone
Again.
have fun in radio anymore?
Again, it was Ken Stevens
We almost
walking
got
in
fired
shaking.
for something as stupid as that.
Did you send songs into Howard's show that... What? Who cares? Yeah, why? Now what?
We fucked up the whole contest because then he had to pick like other songs that weren't as good to
New ones.
be the winners of
Threw
the
my
contest.
brother's ass out of the contest, lickety split.
That's when Imus
Don't
really...
we owe your brother a lot of prizes for that?
Yeah, fuck him.
Because he was going to win.
That's when Imus really became a big fan. Remember, Imus said what a brilliant idea it was. He was
Yeah.
talking about Joe's song on his show.
That's why Imus is wearing the Opie and Anthony XM satellite radio shirt on his show and talking about us. He really, really likes the fact that we never back down to that douchebag.
The problem with a doctor, though, Imus has, huh?
Yeah, we should get into that.
Imus
next,
just does have a loud mouth. He just has reached a point in his life where he doesn't care, and he says things that really do get him in trouble sometimes. I guess he was bad-mouthing this doctor that worked on his ranch for the cancer kids.
Yeah.
And doctor's suing him now.
On the air, you mean?
For bad-mouthing him,
Yeah, we could take a break, get into that story next, definitely.
right.
Doctors stink. No sense of humor. They're sticking a gloved finger in people's assholes for 30 years. Hard
You know
to laugh
what?
that one off, isn't
I
it?
feel bad for not for this guy, but I do feel bad for doctors because they're just victims of lawsuits after lawsuit. They can. I was talking because I'm looking for a house, so I'm talking to a mortgage guy, and he tells me he goes somehow we just started talking about who owns their houses and what you put the house in a company name or your own name, things like that. And he said you will not find a doctor that has his house in his own name because it will get taken away from him in a lawsuit. People expect doctors to be 100% all the time, and when they're not, they assume they could just sue because the doctor didn't cure this disease or, fix them up. So doctors have it pretty rough.
Why does Charles McCord have to... He doesn't wear the headset. He doesn't want to muss his hair up on TV.
Yeah, so he wears those oldie-style airplane headphone-looking things that they used to give you. Like a stethoscope.
Yeah, he looks like a doctor. Anthony,
Really does.
this guy's a problem. Oh, go ahead.
Problem?
Kenny, go ahead.
Hey, Anthony.
Kenny's the comedian around here.
Anthony, you said you like Seinfeld because you could watch an episode and you don't have to see the previous one and you can laugh and laugh.
Yeah.
You're part of a show that you have to pretty much listen to every day to really know what the hell's going on.
Oh, I know, but it's not a reality show on TV, and this is casual listening. You don't have to catch every episode
I
to
listen
laugh.
to that almost every day, and I had to ask my friend, what the hell's Liddy? What the hell's Liddy?
You don't even want to know. Liddy stinks anyway.
We should from time to time just take questions from the listeners to explain some of the storylines. But basically, there's so much more going on with this show. You still get laughs just listening once, and you don't have to listen again.
I'll use the Seinfeld analogy again. You don't have to see previous episodes of Seinfeld to enjoy that episode, but it is better if you had because a lot of times they call back on an earlier episode. So like this, you could tune in on a day and you'll laugh. But if you're a big fan of the show, you'll laugh even more.
Yeah, who are these people?
Oh,
all right, guys.
Liddy.
I thought everyone knew.
That was Seinfeld, right?
I thought everyone knew who Liddy was. It's basically
G-Yogurt Liddy.
Just a friend.
It's Norton's yogurt lid.
It's a yogurt lid that
I
Norton
hate it.
takes off. It's a little blue yogurt lid, and he folds it in the middle to make a little mouth, and it talks. Go ahead, say something, Liddy.
Oh, he's all scared now.
Just chattering his little lid teeth.
Liddy.
Wait, we got XMTV outtakes? The audio or something? What is this, Derek? Who handed this
Derek
to me?
threw his hands up in disgust.
Oh, you know what? Eric brought it to me.
And not knowing
Where's Eric?
this.
Eric suggested that we play XMTV outtakes going into break.
He's watching Big Brother.
Did we play
Big
this?
Brother. I can't believe he said Big Brother.
Out of every reality show.
What's the one that really started it off? I know, Real World and Survivor with Big Brother. Well, Big Brother it is then.
Either that or Fat Actress. Good point. Where is he? Get him in here. I want to smash his teeth with my fist.
My two favorite reality shows these days, The Surreal Life. They got a new one with Jose Canseco and a bunch of other messes. Like Willie Ames from 8 is Enough is on it. And a few others. Some supermodel that is just drugged out.
Love it.
I just caught a peek yesterday. That I'm going to watch every week. And then Celebrity Fit Club, too. Can't get enough of the fat celebrities.
Yeah, again,
Can't get enough of them.
Again, that commitment to be there watching every week.
You got to watch Celebrity Fit Club, too, just for Gary Busey. Gary Busey's one of the guys trying to lose weight. He is out of his fucking mind.
Well, there was that show a while ago that Busey had where he had that kid that joined him.
I'm with Busey.
It was just I used to watch that, and he's insane. And he really is. It's not an act. The guy is crazy. He should get help somewhere, but they keep putting him on TV.
Well, no, it happened. He had that motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
It shook
Screwed
up his brain.
skull up.
Enough where it's just made him nuts.
He came to a show one time when I was working with Dice years ago at Rascals in West Orange, and I guess he's a fan. He came in with somebody. Comes backstage after the show. He didn't realize I had just performed, and he is a maniac, because I love Gary Busey, so I got a couple pictures with him. And the whole time he told me the same joke 3 times. And he's got his arm around me, and he's a strong fucking hillbilly.
Yeah.
He's digging his fingers into my sides, tickling, and going, and I'm like, ow, ow, ow.
You're being raped.
Yeah, I'm basically being date raped by the man from Carney. And Mr. Joshua put his arm around me.
Oh, wow.
Your arm, please. That over-actor in the original Leave the Weapon. Mr. Joshua, your arm. Hold it out. Your arm, please.
Over-actor. Yeah, what
general.
did he do? He burnt it or put a lighter under it?
He held a lighter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, what is this?
That's the song Joe did on Howard.
I know, it's 6 minutes long, though.
Jesus. It's an epic.
Seconds.
What?
It said 34 seconds.
34. Look.
If we were going to play something 6 minutes long, we'd get some Big Brother audio.
Absolutely.
That'd be entertaining.
And just play a 2-minute clip 3 times.
Eric doesn't even look at me to acknowledge I said that.
I know.
He's not even acknowledging.
Hey, Little Rascals hat. How'd you get 34 seconds?
Spanky.
Wait, I was going to praise you, but now I think I get to abuse you again.
All right.
Because, honestly, Eric takes a lot of abuse, but he picks up a lot of things.
Yes, he
for the
does.
show. Like, we were talking about Rick the Fag, whatever, from the Song Parody
Richard,
Contest.
Yeah.
And he found the song that your brother did.
What a guy.
But it's supposed to be, 34 seconds long?
It's supposed to be 34
but
seconds.
This says 6 minutes and 22
What?
seconds.
I don't know where the other info came from.
We'd love nothing more than to spend every day over the next 3 months with you. We can't because we'll be in the studio laying down the album that one of you will sing on.
What is this?
What is this? I don't know what that is.
But we do have our really good mate and friend here, Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro. I think this is, what's his name? Let's throw the phone at the guy.
What? What is this? Look at Ben. He's loving this.
Ben loves it.
When I joined the Chili
Is that Russell Crowe?
It was a previously existing evolved machine like that of InXS. And I had to walk...
Richard the Naked Fag, but...
It's the InXS reality show.
Oh,
is that what that was?
He went to he found the Richard, the song that made Howard's contest. That's what he went to burn, but obviously
Yeah, but he burned
He burned the wrong track.
6 minute epic.
Eric always looks exasperated. Like, this is wrong. He just puts his hands out like in his orange shirt with gray sleeves.
And the booth laughs hysterically.
I was back in the office. As soon as that started, the amount of laughter that came out so loud out of that booth that you could hear it all the way back in the office.
They love when Eric fucks up.
They love it.
Certainly
You know, they're all just sitting there waiting to take his place.
You know what Eric's wardrobe needs? A gas can and a match. We got to chip in and get this kid a couple of shirts that don't belong on a 5-year-old.
He is just like Spanky McFarlane
Every
today.
fucking shirt he has should come with a lollipop and an incest survival story.
One of those huge lollipops.
Just a big lolly and a hat with a propeller on it.
You have to put him in knickers one of these days just to skip around.
Too funny.
Well, I don't know about something like that's kind of racist, but I mean, oh, my bad.
No, the short pants.
Okay.
Bill needs coffee. You need coffee? Bill needs coffee.
No, I got a nice...
All right.
Eric gets retarded child clothes. Don't make a fucking good dresser out of me.
Hey, Ben, I'm trying to stall. Does he have the song, you think?
Where is he? Go get him.
Give me a thumbs up or down.
Oh, he's waving you off.
He's waving
He just waved you off.
That blows.
Go around, go around.
Well, it was that song, and then Joe did a cover of Everlong. It was a Foo Fighters. It was Howard, you fucking Jew, or something like that. I guess.
Something offensive.
Yeah, it's really offensive.
That's classic. All right, well, XMTV commercial outtakes. We could listen to this.
All righty then.
This is 5 minutes long, though. We'll just take a quick listen.
Oh, I got a Tinkalope, so I mean, maybe the neighbor from Less Than Zero can take your food order or whatever, and then we can go to break and take a leak.
Oh man, I want in on that one, but
What's
I don't
his
get
name?
it.
He just looks like every guy from Less Than Zero.
What's your name again?
Mike.
Frank.
Mike. That's the Mike one.
Yes.
It's the Mike unit.
It's the one that looks like the other guy, but your name's Mike.
Right.
Right.
You're the unshaven version.
Yes.
Strapping.
All right. We got to get Gary
Where you
Busey
from, Mike?
clips for tomorrow.
Oh.
How
long you been involved in
LA
radio?
cap.
Yes.
Got a note. Song file corrupted.
Uh-oh.
All right, Eric's working on that.
So, do you ever want to be in radio, or what do you?
Sure, yeah. I'm a
All
broadcast
right,
journalism major.
enough.
Broadcast journalism major. Fascinating.
Absolutely.
In and Out
Where do you go to
Burger.
school?
Good place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Hofstra.
Cool. Jets train there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
Oh,
do.
big Joe Klecko fan, are you?
No, I'm a Giants fan. Season
Good boy.
ticket holder. So
Good boy.
Yeah.
I hate the Jets.
You do a lot of sightseeing around the neighborhood out there?
Not really. No, not at Hofstra.
Oh, isn't it a wonderful neighborhood? Uniondale,
no,
right?
it's not. It's well on the border of Uniondale. They say they're in Garden City, but they're not.
Yeah. Ooh, that's wonderful.
It's not a nice area.
That is a great place to go if you want your gold chain snatched at gunpoint.
Go to class and just hightail it home. Don't even fucking stop for red lights.
Did you grow up in Long Island?
Yes, I did.
What part of Long Island?
Rockville Center.
Rockville Center. Just getting to know him a little bit, Opie.
True. It's fun, too.
Why is he still talking?
I have no idea.
I don't remember one answer he said. How long have you gone to Barnard? Whatever it is.
CW Post.
Jesus. Thank you, Mike.
No problem.
All right, Mike.
Mike, is it? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was Mark.
How long have you been working here?
About a month now.
Good boy.
A little less.
All right. Here we
Seems
go.
like
Hey,
five.
it's Opie and Anthony spreading the ONA virus nationwide on XM Satellite Radio.
There's no salve for this.
That's awful. Radio that's real, honest, and funny.
If by that I mean dishonest, sarcastic drivel, then you're right.
Unpredictable, unleashed, unruly, and we're back.
Unwashed, unkempt, unslept.
He's got nothing.
I got fucking nothing. There's zero coming through on this. These are my lines from the last fucking recording. Ugh.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
I like it as much as the next guy. This is really funny stuff.
Yeah, we.
But are we now alleging that this is Pat O'Brien?
Imus is playing him as well. We just
Imus is playing it?
Yeah, but he can't play him like we're playing him.
Yeah, I gotta edit all the fun stuff out.
You
a
just
bunch
imagine.
of bleeps and bloops.
Right.
Yeah. Here's Pat O'Brien talking about boot jobs. That stinks. Wish I was on satellite. I'm no dummy. Don't talk to me like that. I'm Imus. yeah, satellite. You were right. I'm a dick. Boy, I like to eat your pussy.
You can't
suck my cock. I'll lick your tits and yeah, baby. Yeah, so just wink at me when I'm walking by or something. If I tip my cowboy hat at you, it means I want to fuck you. Imus in the morning.
Jesus, dude, that's a really good impression.
When I have my look, I want to jiggle my turkey neck at you. All right, look, I'm gonna teabag you, and my testes hang real low because I'm an old man. And if you want that, just wink at me, baby, because I want to lick that pussy and suck those tits, baby, baby.
What we weren't coming to get to.
I want to do a Billy Saul Hargis bit while you suck my cock. Moby Worm's coming to get you out of my pants.
Opie and Anthony. The virus is spreading.
All right, you're checking out the Opie and Anthony program.
Oh, could someone take this Inquirer away? I don't want to look at Beyonce's big fat ass. This is probably one of the best issues ever.
They do that one every summer.
Best and worst beach bodies. And the whole cover is just messes. And they're not showing their faces because they want you to buy the magazine and open it up. And you got to guess who these people are. Beyonce's ass is giant. She has a huge fat ass. It's awful. But they you know...
Looks like she sat down in a gravel driveway.
Oh. It looks like two people sat on a gravel driveway. That is a giant ass. Each cheek of her ass is a normal person's ass cheek.
It's massive.
Full ass.
It's great. It's the cellulite edition.
Yeah. Oh, and Donatella Versace. Ooh, looks like she's melting. Her ass is melting right off of the back of her body. Yeah, great issue, but I can't look at it anymore. It's very distracting.
Well, we could spend a minute on this and then move on, but big article in the New York Post today. Mm-hmm. Jeans on the rise. And I say, no!
What do they mean?
It's the greatest style ever invented.
The low-rise jeans,
The
yes.
low-rise jeans.
With the thong pulled up.
The greatest fashion statement ever. I used to be an ass man, a boob man, but then when these jeans started getting lower and lower, I became a midriff man.
Remember
it's
when
all about the midriff.
When we used to go to lunch at NEW when the craze first took off, and 3 of the 4 men sitting there would see one of these girls, and we'd all be drooling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when these jeans...
Remember, me, you, Ken Stevens, Jeremy.
Right.
And 3 of those people would be drooling over the woman wearing the low-rise and the thong.
And
one would be admiring her shoes.
And one of them would just keep talking about business, radio business. Like, wow, what? Oh, wow, I see what's going on here.
Did you see that over there?
And I keep putting my pens here because they get messy.
Oh. But anyway, jeans on the rise, Anthony.
Jeep. I'm trying to eat my sushi.
Do you want me to submit your contract?
When this style first hit, I think we all just lost our minds.
Yeah, this is...
We couldn't believe that this was going on, where girls were wearing jeans barely above their pubic hair.
Their pubis.
Or where the pubic hair is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They're starting to go back up.
They say this is out now.
Plumber's butt looks get flushed.
I don't think it's plumber's butt when it's on a hot girl.
No, not at all.
I've seen some blatant abuses of this privilege, though, on some chicks.
Well, yeah.
If you're wearing the low-rise jeans, there should not be the bread pan fat. You know, when you cook the bread and it comes over the side of the pan, that should not be coming over the side of those low-rise jeans. Absolutely not.
You ever notice that most of the girls that wear the juicy sweats, there's nothing juicy about them?
Not a juicy thing about them.
Juicy in a cottage cheese sense.
Yeah, when you see juicy written on the ass and just looking at that isn't juicy.
If you're wearing something that says juicy on it, there should be a little juice. Ugh.
Juicy.
It's just awful.
I like looking at 12-year-old girls wearing those things.
Right.
Yeah. You see, yeah. What parent in their right mind allows their little girl to wear some of those things? It says juicy or playa on their ass or something.
Right.
Your kid's 12.
I know.
I like
you got to thank Britney Spears for that.
Yeah.
Making all that fashionable.
So now it's out. What's coming in?
Oh, they're just moving it up a little bit.
Moving it up?
Why?
They're moving it up a little bit.
I'm not going to go back to those 70s pants that used to come up to the girls' belly buttons.
And then you can see the pantyhose over the top of them. You see pantyhose over jeans. And you know the box just smells like an awful pile of sauerkraut with an armpit wrapped around it. Yuck.
I said each cheek of her ass looks like a normal person's ass cheek, and then I said a normal person's ass. I fucked up. That could go in the fuck up reel, by the way, because I did screw up.
Bombs and flubs.
I happen to like when a girl bends over and you can see if she's turtling. Those are the type of jeans I want.
Yeah, so they're on the rise, and we're hoping they don't go back to the mom jeans.
Yeah.
My favorite fake commercial of all time on SNL.
Yeah, mom jeans with the big, like, pleated front. It had pleats for the extra room for the bunt that moms have. And then the ass, there was so much extra material by the seams that run down the sides of the ass that it came out like motorcycle cop pants. Oh, horrible jeans on horrible bodies. Uh-oh.
What's the matter,
What's the matter, Opie? He just grabbed his coffee cup.
Star of the show doesn't like something.
Through the sense of touch, he knows something's wrong.
Please, was there a witness in here?
Is there? What did you say?
An iced coffee? It's
Did
summer.
you say iced coffee?
It's 95 degrees out.
No, you said tall. You said tall regular.
All right. Rewind the tape. Was it on the air?
No, it wasn't on the air.
Oh, shit. Now we'll never know.
That's why I'm not sure.
Now you got to blame the intern. Are you arguing that he said...
I was very...
Everyone knows...
Wait, let's run through this. Let's run through it again.
Everyone knows I drink iced coffee.
Let's run through it again.
Gets a frosty beverage.
I don't think you understand. Let's run through this again. What did he say he wanted?
A tall regular.
See, I'm still not hearing right.
Yeah, he's still mumbling something.
Yeah. Wow.
I heard tall. Maybe I was wrong. I
That's
heard
why
tall
I'm
regular.
praying that I had a witness so I could blast you.
No. You probably said tall regular. He's probably right.
Well, I say that
I drink nothing but iced coffee. It's the middle of summer.
I know.
Take that back right now. Tell the man to dump it back in the pot. You want some iced coffee. Tell him who it's for. Quickly.
No, I'll drink it.
Oh, you're going to drink regular hot coffee now?
You're
you know
a
what that's gonna do to
multi-millionaire. You shouldn't have to.
You're fancy, too.
You're rich.
Really? Could you please tell myself that? I can't figure that one out yet.
I'll go get you a nice coffee. You want?
Nah, I'll thanks.
You'll suffer.
Pull the dust
Can I
off
get
the
some
ATM
sugar,
card. Check your balance every so often. Have a little fun with your cash.
You really should.
Go to Atlantic City.
Take your buddy out on a trip across the... take old Jimmy out on a flight somewhere.
I finally got my checks. My checks. Now I can start writing checks again.
You can. Start paying those bills.
All right, where were we?
Living beyond your means.
Low-rise jeans are getting higher.
Yeah, in the 70s, they had like, I guess the Jordache jeans that accentuated the ass, but they came up to the girls' belly buttons. The waistband was really high.
Did you say the girls' belly buttons?
The girls' belly buttons. Yeah.
Were you talking about one girl, though?
No. I was talking about, like, girls that wore Jordache jeans.
Girls' belly button.
Or Sassoon.
Girls'
came up to the
buttons.
girls' belly buttons.
I guess it works.
Remember Gold Digger jeans? I had a crush on the girl. It was a commercial where a blonde girl was Gold Digger, and the blonde girl who was dancing for Gold Digger
Really?
jeans, I had a crush on.
I remember that.
Do you, right?
I don't remember that. I remember the Sassoon commercials.
It was Sasson.
Sassoon. Ooh, la la, Sassoon. And Jordache. Jordache has the fit that's right. The Jordache look.
Oh, wow. My favorites
and they were just awful girls with huge hair. And
Sport Abouts. If you never want pussy, again, Sport Abouts.
Sport Abouts.
Wranglers. And the W stands for, would you like to jerk off forever? Wranglers.
Remember Bill Brady told a story once. Habil, Cowbell Bill, when he was in here, about when he for his birthday, I think it was, his mother got him jeans. Because he wanted, I guess he wanted regular jeans that everyone had, like Levi's, you know, the hip jeans to have at the time. And his mom bought him jeans, and they were Big Yank. And it had a big brown patch on the back where you normally have the Levi thing, but instead it said Big Yank.
Who told you this? Mike Brady?
Big Yank, and he said he just wouldn't wear it. How do you wear something that says Big Yank to junior high or high school? Not getting goofed on.
Did I ever tell you my jeans story? When we were growing up, you know, the faded jeans were way in.
Yeah.
You get a nice pair of jeans in September for the school year, and by May they were just beat up and faded in. Maybe a couple holes were happening.
Yeah.
Right?
I was never into those.
That was the fashion. And my mom, to save some bucks, because, you know, a big family, we got the jeans that never faded. But I didn't know they never faded because I was stupid.
It's like that navy denim the guy was talking about?
Yeah, well,
dungarees.
Well, now that style's back in for the women. So a lot of women are wearing the jeans that don't fade.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was all about getting the jeans. They were nice dark blue, and slowly but surely they would get lighter and lighter and frayed, and it was just the thing to do, right? Everyone had their jeans. You'd wear them every day, whatever. My mom bought the jeans that didn't fade to save like $1.50 probably. Jesus. And I wonder where I get it from. And
I thought you just liked to walk everywhere.
It's only 20 blocks. What do you need a cab for?
Just walk. You go right through Philly. You're in D.C. in a few.
I'm the worst. At least I know it. So, but I didn't know they didn't fade because I was just a little kid. So I would be sneaking my jeans into the laundry every day, waiting for it to start fading.
Wouldn't happen.
And then when I realized they weren't gonna fade,
that
was a very sad day. So I was the only one in like April that still had very, very dark, ridiculous jeans.
I didn't like faded jeans when I was a kid. I was one of those like anal kids that needed the. I liked blue jeans to look like they were still new. That was it.
Of course, Anthony. No surprise there.
I know.
As you wear another shirt we've never seen before.
No, you've seen this one, I think, right?
In a catalog.
Nice one. In a catalog, huh? It's
Yeah.
nice with the stripe.
It was in a catalog, but you couldn't really see it because the guy's robe was covering most of it.
Shuffling in his matching slippers.
Guys, we got to go to the phone. John for Tulsa has a very good observation. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, you know why they're doing away with the lowrider weights, don't you?
Why?
Because the 70 Earth Mama Muff's coming back.
God,
it is.
Yeah, they're going to start letting it grow wild again.
You know, I don't think I could ever go back to the 70s Earth Mama Muff. If that style comes back, I think a lot of us are in deep trouble.
Well, why's that? I wouldn't like the big giant muff. No,
I want none of it.
No, you don't like any.
None of it.
I know.
After you had the pleasure of a shave,
I like a little bit down there.
Do you?
To let you know where you're at.
I might like a teeny bit if they go, wow, I've never had it here before. That might be kind of hot.
Look, this just grew in yesterday.
Do you think the low risers are going away because the girls in general are going to start growing it back? Because now you got to cover up the area. You can't be walking around with half your muff hanging out.
There's an article, I only read a little bit of it. It was on pubic hairstyles to match your body type. They're saying that skinny girls shouldn't have that little strip because it makes them look even skinnier when they're naked. They should have a more wider triangle.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear. And chubbier girls should have a very narrow strip to make them look slimmer.
Yeah, and it should go all the way up to their neck. It should be called a stomach stapling. That should be the pubic style, you fatzos.
Guys, this is very interesting conversations. But we really got to break.
Look who's on the phone.
We really have to take a little sidestep here and say hi to our friend. Hopefully he's still our friend.
I would hope so.
Boys,
Bruce
come
Kelly, everyone.
on. Come on now. Hi, guys.
Bruce Kelly, how you doing, man?
I prefer the big fat bush.
You like big 70s Earth Mama muffs?
You know.
Do you really, Bruce?
The bigger the fro. Okay.
They bring a tear to your eye, I guess.
The crying thing.
Bruce.
Hey, by the way, the mixes were great. I love the mixes.
We only have one so far. We thought the listeners would come up with a few more for us.
But you know what? I don't matter we're shit, so that's what it is.
We had to ask, too, what was it, because we weren't too sure from the audio, what was it that actually got you on the video screen with Black?
All right, you know, you guys.
Wait, can we play, just to set up the bit for the new listeners, because we're getting new listeners every day. This is Bruce Kelly. He thinks we hate him, but actually...
No, I don't.
Actually, we don't hate him at all. He knows how to take a joke. Can we play the audio of Bruce crying?
He was at Live 8.
Live 8
in London. He was watching The Who. How far from the stage were you?
I was on the stage with The Who.
On the stage.
Right at the monitor board.
With The Who, right at the monitor board. Great moment. If you're a Who fan, that's just unbelievable. And he got a little emotional. Here's the clip.
I know what it was, by the way.
Oh, is this live?
Yes, we're live. Bruce, where were you, buddy?
I was right up under the photogs.
It's amazing watching Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey perform these songs after all these years and still have the full spirit of what they do
under control. I mean, Townsend just continues to be an amazing guitar player.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely crying. I can't help it. I really can't. This is no fake. The whole moment just kind of got to me with that video.
Yeah, the video was very powerful.
Yeah, that was. This is very awkward. I'm sorry, but it was
say the least.
It's just the Who. I can't help but be a 14-year-old kid out there with the Who. That's it. I'm sorry.
You were seeing them live. I guess that was in color.
Yeah. They were live on stage, but the black and white was happening on the big screens too. So
through your tears.
Wow.
So there's 2 more to go here at Hyde Park, and the crowd.
Like an idiot. I'm sorry, really.
Okay.
No. It's just,
that's
overwhelming.
That's what this. That really is what this is all about. There are certain moments.
No, it's not.
Stupid.
Poor George.
Dancing.
Poor George.
Bruce.
Poor George is like going, so the Who is...
Yeah, he's just, okay, Bruce, as we move along here, Jesus Christ, Bruce, it's a band.
Okay, I'm a tool, I'm a pussy,
I want to know...
Why didn't Emma and George Taylor Morris just kick you in the balls at that point,
man? Because we were all beat. We'd been on the air for 12 hours, and,
We want to let you off the hook.
Well, hey, look.
Your real friends would not let you off the hook.
Of course not. You guys don't.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Hey, it's the Who. It's on stage. It's the Rush.
So, Bruce, I got to know the ins and outs of this whole thing. You're standing on the stage.
Yeah.
You're watching the Who live. You're looking up at the monitor. They're showing what? I guess black and white footage of the Who.
No. There was a thing that they did during the synthesizer break, and Won't Get Fooled Again, and a little African kid is standing behind a obviously well-to-do family who's gorging themselves, and he's in the background, and that was that wasn't so much the deal. It's just that look, it's the Who, and it does something to me. Certain songs and certain groups, and probably the Who's the only one. Zeppelin doesn't do it to me, but the Who, you're on stage with the Who, you walk off stage with the Who, with the band. It was,
Now, so you felt yourself welling up, I guess.
Yeah.
And now you knew you had to talk on the air. Did you think maybe you should not say anything until you got your composure, or you just let it all out?
Not at all. Let it out. That's what radio's about, right, guys? For better or for worse. For better or for worse?
I don't know about that.
Okay,
that was pretty.
Are the crickets there? I can't hear the crickets.
That was pretty brutal to listen to. Now, when you listen back to it, were you cringing at yourself, or?
Look, you guys know I listen to you on my 2-hour drive home and my 2-hour drive in. I hear all the replays. I am laughing my ass off in the car, especially when Opie's hitting the instant replay. And it was hilarious. It was funny, and I wish I hadn't done it. But
can we just play music for you and see if you're going to cry or not cry?
Yeah, go ahead. Go. Let's see what happens.
Play some Who songs.
Play some 80s songs. That'll make me cry.
All right, Pet Shop Boys. Does that make you cry?
Yeah, play the John Travolta song, Let Her In again.
I'm gonna let her in.
Ooh.
Let me ask you, did you cry when you saw the video of the black kid behind that well-to-do family because you thought he was going to go and steal something off the table?
Very emotional moment, thinking those well-to-do people will have to then call the cops.
They're just those nice people trying to have a meal, and he's passing.
Hey, you know why I was crying? I was so happy to be out of the Washington building. That's why. So.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Gets a little nuts sometimes. By the way, I'm coming up there tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh, you'll be in New York.
Would you like me to bring one of your favorites by the studio?
Dee Dee?
Rick Springfield.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, have Rick Springfield come on.
Yeah,
talk about his days as Dr. Noah Drake on General
Rick
Hospital.
Springfield. I'll drag him down, and then I go on tour with Journey for about 9 days, and I don't cry with Journey.
Hey, did you get to meet the Who?
Wheel the sky keeps on turning.
Hey,
who's crying now?
And here I am.
That's what they'll dedicate to Bruce. Who's crying now?
I'm absolutely crying.
That's my theme song. Hey, Jimmy, by the way, if you guys go to xm411.com, there's some great pictures there. Jimmy will be jealous. There's me with Paul McCartney on there.
Wow, that's a biggie.
That's
That is
a
a
picture.
biggie.
How starstruck were you meeting McCartney?
I've met him before, and, we were just doing an interview. He's a very cool guy. Madonna was an asshole, and her security guards basically tackled me.
Why?
I would have too, by the way.
Yeah, and
What happened? What did you come running up to her or something?
No, I was there and I had the recorder, and it was Friday sound check, and I shoved it in her. I just said, "Hey, Madonna, say something to America," and there were like 9 Nazis around her, and
wow,
kind of shoved me and that's
roughed you up a bit.
That's what you get. But on the other hand, you got what? That was so bizarre. You had Kofi Annan, who I interviewed in a row. Kofi Annan.
Is he kind of like Kofi Annan?
Whatever his name is, and then Slash right after that. So I got a picture of me, Slash, and Kofi Annan.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I got to be honest, I'm definitely jealous.
Well, I knew you would be.
McCartney?
I know your proclivity for star fucking.
Yep.
Hey, dude, is he going to do an XM Confidential, McCartney?
Kofi Annan?
No, not Kofi. No, not. Yeah, he's going to go in there and talk about how his son ripped off the United Nations to Saddam Hussein's.
Oh, you mean McCartney?
Yeah.
We talked about that, and the funny thing is over there in London, not a lot of Brits really know about XM, but all the stars. I'm telling you guys, it's like you're on NBC. All the stars know everything about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I'm absolutely crying.
I guarantee you none of them listen to this program.
I wouldn't be so sure. Although I could tell you the latest ratings. Nah.
I don't care.
Latest ratings?
Hey, if you're famous and you're listening to us, give us a call now.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, wait a minute. Prozac has something for you, Bruce. Go ahead, Prozac.
Certainly does.
I'm a big fan, Bruce. Do me the biggest honor. Cry with me, man.
Hi, Prozac.
Cry with me.
Okay, punchline.
Very funny. Hysterical. Bruce's number one fan checking in. Yes, Bruce's number one fan.
I love these setup calls.
No, they're not even. We don't set up shit. I mean, I know we choose where to go.
I know.
Bruce's number one fan. Go ahead.
Hi, Bruce.
Oh, hey, man, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Bruce, I love you. I love your shows. You know what? I can't even. I'm going to the fucking dentist right now. I'd rather listen to the drill than listen to your fucking voice.
Oh, gee. And he played himself off as Bruce's number one fan.
He tricked us, Bruce. I'm sorry.
Asshead.
By
the way, congratulations. You're ahead of fashion.
What now?
You're ahead of fashion. It came out today that jeans are on the rise. And you've been on.
Will you guys leave me alone with the pants?
You've been.
They're up to my chin. I know it.
You've been on to that for ever since we knew you, and now it's coming out today in the New York Post that jeans are on the rise. The plumber's butt is out.
I'm a fat old disc jockey, and ever since I stopped cocaine years ago, the weight just comes on.
When you talked to Paul McCartney, did he ask you how Ethel, Rick, and Lucy were?
Yeah, I heard you guys bitching about that the other day. Hey, real quick, the thing that Jim wrote for Geronimo's wife, I was really glad to see that.
Okay.
And that was very cool, and it's very cool that you guys, Whack Bag's a great place.
Jim, what's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good, Jim.
Hey, listen.
Hold on, Jim. That even made me uncomfortable. That hang up. I saw him fishing around with the mouse. I'm like, don't do
here
it.
He goes.
Bruce.
Did you hang up?
Oh, good. All right.
God, I hit Opie in the phone pot.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, Bruce.
Jeez.
Jim, go ahead.
Hey, you forgot to play Bruce's welcoming song that you guys made up.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard your jingle yet, Bruce?
Go.
You haven't heard this yet?
Guys.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
He's leaving crying.
Hold on, Bruce. You got to listen to this.
Yeah.
Bruce Kelly's on the phone from far away, and we bet he's got nothing good to say. This segment could be the world's biggest wreck. Bruce Kelly's got his pants around his neck. Let's all make a bet that Bruce Kelly will get hung up on again.
Oh, that's great.
That's a Martini Steve creation.
Yeah. I take great pride in getting the abuse, really.
I heard you before you left for London. I heard you, I think, on the 60s channel.
Yeah.
You were over there. You brought some chick in there with you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you're like the ambassador to the Washington building down there.
You know what I consider myself? I consider myself the mayor of XM Satellite.
Yeah, we were saying that.
I know you did.
Quite the mayor. He's the guy that takes the initiative, and anybody new comes up, and Bruce will give you the lowdown.
Hey, Bruce, what about Cream? They're getting back together. You hung out with those guys, no?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden coming up.
You are terrible. Oh, I honestly didn't see that one coming. I'm thinking, how can I get a picture with Cream?
Right, dude.
Was Clapton in Cream?
Of course.
Of course he
How
was.
do you not want that picture?
You'd want that?
Hell yeah. Clapton? That's a picture even I would want. And I don't take pictures, celebrity pictures. But Clapton's like, come on.
Well, I'll be getting, thanks to Sanctuary Records, Steve and I will be interviewing Geezer Butler and Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. I'm so happy.
Dude, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, the interview will stink. I'm awful at this, but I'll do the best I can. Hi, Tony.
What's up,
Tone?
What's up, Joe? Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Find
the
the room
faggot
comfortable.
get the Kleenex. The faggot get the Kleenex.
Wow.
Oh,
Jesus.
Good Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
What awful timing.
Horrid timing on that one.
That 80s guy, what's up?
Do-do, do-do, do-do. Bruce Kelly, shit dick. Wakes up in a park next to Laura Hobbs, breathing out of the 20 extra holes in your chest. Shit dick.
Oh, man.
I can't believe we actually sat through doo-doo.
Doo-doo. I wanted to see where he was going, and
Yeah,
it paid off. It definitely paid off.
All right. Oh, God, that's funny.
Holy shit.
That's so funny.
Well, it's mighty.
Do we have a little something?
Mighty
Something
nice
we
of
could,
Bruce to phone in, though.
A little something we can play going into break.
Did you ever read Harry Potter, Eric?
Pat from Monaki says he likes Bruce's "let's get serious for a moment" downshift in tone. Like he's talking and everything's fine, and then it's like, guys, I just want to say that the writings you did. He's constantly on the air.
I know.
Although that was on the air, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we forget that this is actually being
I know.
broadcast anywhere.
I think like what he does is radio. You know, he's on the 80s channel, plays the songs, intros them and stuff, and that's radio. This, I don't know what it is.
The name of this show should be Jerk Offs. You know what? I got to say, too, we were talking today, the 40s channel I don't listen to, but I was flipping around last night, 50s through 90s, every song I recognized. It was great.
Yeah, well, that's why those channels are there.
Every one I liked.
I like the 60s, 70s, 80s. Yeah,
90s has some songs
90s kind of, they play a little too much like En Vogue or something.
Right.
But Jim probably likes that. Yeah. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Yes.
Never gonna. You like that, Jimmy?
I'm moving.
Yeah, he's dancing in his
No,
chair.
I don't like Never Gonna Get It at all. No, I want to hear Children of the Grave.
Oh.
Acoustic.
Right.
But no, I was just great last night. Speaking of Bruce, listening to the 80s channel and some Lionel Richie.
Gives you a lot to switch around with. That's why I like the satellite. It gives you a lot to switch around with. And when you're switching, unlike when you're switching on regular stations, it's not commercials, maybe the end of a song. You just switch from song to song.
When does
Pretty
Air
cool.
America start? What is that on?
It's on already.
On. When do they start?
Yeah, it's on.
Yesterday?
Oh.
Yeah. Exclusive. It's the exclusive satellite carrier.
I thought
XM satellite radio.
Didn't Sirius have them or no? They never did.
Yeah, I think they did at some point.
Oh, they lost it.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
we have the commies now.
They would rather have a skateboard show. So.
That's got to be good. We're here again at the Great Wall of China. We get it.
Yeah, that must have been a big moment for the skateboarding channel.
Who cares?
Yeah.
All right, we're
Why
going to
would
go to
you
break
jump the wall?
with a little Donna Summer thing. We haven't played this in a
Donna
while.
Summer.
Some fat pig called our show, and she was trying to win Donna Summer tickets.
They used to
she got the wrong radio station.
number, yeah.
So we fucked with her.
Am I the right caller?
What were you calling for?
Donna Summer tickets.
Oh. Donna Summer tickets. Are you a big Donna Summers fan?
Yes, but I'm more of a 0.5 fan.
Oh boy, here we go. She knows the right things to say.
Here we go.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see Donna Summers.
You're kidding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, we're going to put you in the front row.
Excellent.
For Donna Summers. What do you say?
I don't believe it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, what color panties you wearing?
I'm wearing a bathing suit.
Donna Summer wants to know.
What kind of bathing suit you wearing? A one-piece, a thong, bikini?
A bikini. I'm sun tanning.
Sun tanning.
And then by my pool is my radio with .5 on.
Oh, boy.
Hey, she says it again.
Look at that.
Since she's mentioned the station so many times, I think another prize is in order. You like the disco era?
Yes, I do.
The whole disco dancing thing?
Absolutely.
How about a disco weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada? Yeah! That's right. You'll be whisked away to Las Vegas, Nevada to see Donna Summer in Las Vegas.
Are you serious?
We are serious.
I can't believe this.
You just have to tell us one thing.
What?
What's the strangest object you've ever used during sex?
The what?
Donna wants to know.
Nothing.
You're a virgin.
No.
You're a big fat virgin. Yeah!
Yeah, big fat virgin. And what's your favorite station?
.5.
She said it again. Yeah! You know what you're going to win now?
What?
A trip on the space shuttle.
Yeah! The first person in space.
You're going to see Donna Summer on the space shuttle. Isn't this fantastic?
Oh, this is wonderful.
Have you ever been on the space shuttle?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
have
it's
you?
beautiful, yes.
Fantastic. It's going to have a big disco ball. They're going to decorate it all. Hey, do you know how to dial a phone?
Yes.
What's your favorite sexual position? Hello.
Donna wants to know.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Is she hung up finally?
She's gone.
Oh, my God. It took forever.
And so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, well, just go ahead. Give me your cock. And he's like, I don't know if I should.
Jim. Stop it. That old guy. Jesus. That
like my acting. Jim, like I was concerned.
Jim. Both of you acting suck.
My acting is very good.
Yeah, Jim's acting's good.
Dude, I'm looking the other way. Call me.
Jim?
What? My motivation
Everything's got to be full of emotion.
My motivation was there. I wanted to see who was calling me.
Yeah. We were going to break, but...
Turned, you said what?
Hate the game, not the player.
But Ben found Madonna blowing off Bruce Kelly at Live 8.
Get out of here!
I've never heard this. I have no idea what it's going to sound
right.
like. So let's listen to it together here live on the show. Go.
Oh.
Donna, Bruce Kelly from XM Satellite Radio. Would you like to say something to the USA, please?
Pray for no rain.
Thank you very much. Have a great show.
Ugh. He was getting ushered away.
What a self-righteous
cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She knew the mic used the word.
Pray for rain?
What is she
Pray for
talking?
no rain.
She's insane, that woman.
Wait, can I hear that
She's
again?
a crazy woman with a fake English accent.
Well, Bruce said that, he got pretty much tackled by her people, but she sees that the mic's live, so she knows she has to do something, or it's going to be a big story that she was an asshole.
Yep.
So listen again.
Yes,
Well, you hear him getting pushed.
Yeah.
You hear Bruce getting pushed.
Thank you, Ben, for that.
Yeah, run back in again. Smash your face with my dick.
Donna, Bruce Kelly from XM Satellite Radio. Would you like to say something to the USA, please?
Pray for no rain.
Thank you very much. Have a great show.
Thank you very. He's being pushed.
Yeah, that's because he's getting pushed away.
What a just a douchebag she is. A douche. I would like to say,
shut up.
You're from Michigan. Shut up.
You and your mediocre husband. Stupid.
All right.
And how many guys does it take to push Bruce Kelly? Jesus, they must be strong men.
I had to use one of the bulldozers.
Yeah, they just all pushed him at his belt line.
Oh.
5 men pushing him below the chin at his belt.
They wanted to grab him by his belt and the scruff of his neck and throw him off stage, but they were both in the same place. Grab it with one hand.
They had to grab belt scruff and sock. Hey, Bruce is always wearing knickers accidentally because he pulls them up so high. I really want to bullwhip the bottom of his calves. Oh, straighten them right out.
Tony, what's up?
Just sew sleeves on where his pockets are on his pants. You could just put his arms through there.
Yeah, he always looks like he's doing like a headstand of some sort. What a mess.
Tony, what's up?
Hey, I just want to tell you boys, you need to hurry up to go to a break because those My 5 faggots are going to have a meltdown.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We got to figure that out.
Pray for no rain.
When we go like an hour without a break, it sucks for the My Fires, unfortunately.
As Rick Springfield is on Good Morning America, I guess.
Oh, we get to talk to Rick tomorrow.
I think he'll bring Rick Springfield in.
Bruce's
Jesse's girl.
Yeah. I'm in love with Jesse's girl.
Oh.
Jesus.
Look at the old chicks looking. What is he singing? What is he doing this song?
Isn't this 10cc or something like that?
Manfred Mann?
He has a new album out.
Big Boys Don't Cry, Bruce.
Who sang this originally?
I think it's Manfred Mann.
Wow. Who's that androgynous creature?
Is it?
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
So don't forget it.
Judd Nelson.
It's just a silly phase I'm going through.
His voice is shot.
And just because
Oh, this is awful.
I called you up,
Wow, he's sick.
don't get me wrong, don't think you got it made.
Wow, that is bad.
I'm not in love.
Look at these women in their like 40s, early 50s.
Look at that woman in the front row, wanting,
all
needing,
smiling, getting damned.
Jesus. Yeah, he's looking right back at you, honey.
Yeah.
That was awful.
He must be sick.
Maybe if you have laryngitis, you shouldn't be
Someone help us
performing.
out. Who did that song originally? I think it was. I'm going to go with 10cc.
You're going with 10cc?
Yeah.
Find it, Hawk. What are you doing?
What are you doing over there fucking around looking at pictures?
Manfred Mann? I don't think.
I thought it was like
Oh, there
Manfred
it is.
Mann's last
Right down. Oh, no.
No, the other one, right?
up
What are you doing?
one.
No,
No,
da-
down.
Right there.
Hawk.
Dude, it's right in front of you.
Pete's sake.
Dude, I'm starts with I, and you're in the H's. There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah, click on
Who
that.
does it?
Silly goose.
All right.
Who's the artist?
Hit the post.
Where's the artist?
Oh, this is Peach's Nerve.
Classic rock that really doesn't rock. 10cc on the Wolf. Or the Bear.
10cc.
Or on the Panda.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Panda. 10cc. I'm not in love. All right.
10cc is actually the amount of the male ejaculation. That's where they got their name from. Along with the Lovin' Spoonful got their name from the same thing because it's a tablespoonful of jizz.
That's something you couldn't explain on regular radio.
No.
Gotta love this satellite.
Eagle.
Want to redo the intro with that fine fact?
Those factoids.
Man, but if you're going to cover a song, you got to make it sound as good as the original.
Yeah. Well, his voice is shut.
I'm absolutely crying here. It's 10cc. All right. Derek, get us out of here, please.
This channel is experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We're working on the problem.
Technical difficulties, probably just faulty equipment, or Ben's hog hit the circuit breaker and tripped it. Steve poured a martini in the mixing board, or Hawk's breath burnt through the transmission cord. Sandy Kane blocked the sky with Twado, or Bob Kelly vomited all over the console, or Howard Stern bought XM for $500 million, or Pat from Unaki drove his van through the building. What's the meaning? The same three messages are repeating. The only way to fix it is a corporate meeting. And Opie's not around, he's rollerblading in the park, and Professor Anthony can't even get it to start. It's taken forever. I hope it don't last long, like Stalker Patty crawling with a crusty mask on. Or maybe Danny told Ricky to stop the show, or Opie threw a chocolate strawberry at ELO.
The show.
All right.
What a panic that Ben is.
Why?
Just,
I know.
you know, apparently someone blew a tire somewhere. Dude, there's a terrorist attack. What?
We have a lot to do here today, guys. We haven't done anything. Not much going on in the news. Well, it's a big story, actually, the Howard Beach thing.
Oh, yeah.
We should jump on that a little bit. Howard Beach victim busted for armed robbery.
That's
Victim.
shocking.
Yeah. This is very shocking. I didn't expect this now, because these were just fine young gentlemen that were walking around Howard Beach at 3:30 in the morning. These three black guys.
They were wandering around neighborhood, and they got beat up pretty bad. And
one of them got beat up pretty bad. The other two made off.
Right, and now everyone's yelling and screaming, hate crime, hate crime, hate crime.
Yep.
But Fat Nick there was claiming at the time that they were looking at his gold chains and stuff, right?
Yeah, put a screwdriver up to him, held him against a wall, and demanded his gold chains. This is what Fat Nick said these three did to him earlier in the day, and that spurred his attack later on. Not the fact that they were black guys, but they're in the neighborhood trying to rob him. He's going to get a little retribution, a little justice. Well, a friend who was chased with Howard Beach beating victim, whatever his name was, during an alleged racial attack has been busted for robbing a terrified teen at gunpoint, cops said yesterday. Richard Wood, whose black friend was beaten by a white man in Queens neighborhood last month, ripped a gold chain off his 18-year-old victim as an accomplice cocked a loaded pistol on a subway train Sunday in Brooklyn. They said, "Give me your money." He thought they were joking. But then they pointed the gun at his head, the victim's shaken mom said. He told them, "I have no money." So they tried to take his new sneakers, but he wouldn't let them have it.
What asshole doesn't give up his sneakers with a gun pointed at his head?
Usually the dead asshole in the story.
Holy shit,
Give
what
him
a
the
dummy.
sneakers, whatever you want. Take it away. The thieves made off with the boy's $375 gold chain, a bus ticket, his wallet, which contained $10, his learner's permit, and an ATM card.
There you go. Nick should have killed this piece of shit with that baseball bat.
That's right. One law enforcement source said Woods' bust Sunday for alleged swiping a gold chain could wind up supporting the Howard Beach suspect's contention, ding, and blow apart the case's hate crime angle. Yeah, I think he could get off on this now, Fat Nick.
Good.
I think this is, unless, of course, these asshole lawyers get involved and don't allow this to be put into his case. And
hopefully it shows a pattern of behavior, but if they'll say
Right.
it happened after, it's irrelevant, of course.
Uh-huh.
He's a fucking criminal, and he should have got his head cracked with a bat.
Yeah, they were walking around this all-white neighborhood, 3:30 in the morning, they said, admittedly, looking to steal a car, and some white guys came along and beat the shit out of them. Oh, well. It happens, and like we said before, if it was three white guys in the wrong part of town and they were trying to do something a little shady, even not, if they were just walking around, they'd get their asses handed to them too.
And it would never make the papers.
It wouldn't be a
as
hate crime. It probably wouldn't make the papers. Yeah.
It's a hate crime, no.
Well, this just goes to show you the caliber of victim that is involved in this story. These aren't victims. These are criminals that got roughed up by some people in the neighborhood that didn't want that element in their town.
Yep.
That's what this is. This isn't a hate crime. This is community watch. That's what I like to call it, with a Louisville slugger.
All right.
This isn't a college, three college-bound kids walking through the neighborhood, and this proves it. I wonder when the other asshole's going to get arrested.
Puts a gun in your face. Give me your sneakers. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a valued member of society.
He's going to amount to something. Reverend Al, go ahead. Where's Reverend Al?
Where is he?
Come on, Reverend Al, get out there. Protect the rights of the victim. The victim was Hispanic in this robbing.
Oh, of course, that doesn't count. That just a
Nah,
minority robbing a minority. I guess that's expected.
Screw it. It's expected. Yeah. But when Whitey, who is so superior, does things, that's not expected of them, so they must be prosecuted.
Fucking Bernie Getz, even though he freaked out on this show, is still a hero, and you shot those vermin, and you know what? They were fucking criminals, and you should have killed all four of them.
God knows how many lives he saved.
Tried. He was just a bad shot.
God knows how many lives he saved in the future. There are people walking around that might have been dead or permanently fucked up from being raped or something that he didn't give these guys the chance to do it.
One of them did rape a pregnant woman on a rooftop after that. They're
exactly.
just awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Well, this guy also, Richard Wood, he called up the hate crimes division, got one of the cops on the phone and said, look, can you help me out on this case I've just been arrested on? Look, I helped you guys out, now help me. So he's trying to parlay this whole hate crime thing into getting him off the hook for this crime that he committed. Just a waste of life.
Scumbag.
Waste of life that's going to amount to nothing. And unfortunately, he wasn't one that tripped as they were running.
Puts a gun in somebody's face. Give me your sneakers.
Sneakers.
Ugh.
And then he left the scene, changed his clothes, and then he was identified by the victim. The cops drove him around, and like a great scene out of Cops, he's there arguing with the cops that it couldn't be him because he's wearing different clothes. How brilliant is that one?
Wow.
But you know how cops question people. They don't say, we had a guy that fits your description, and then tell him what he was wearing, and you're not wearing the same clothes, but this guy said, they don't talk like that. Cops always try to trip you up. So they probably say, we have a guy that matches your description. Wait, but I'm wearing different clothes. You know, these friggin' morons.
Well, because you panic.
Yeah, but you can't match my description. I'm wearing different clothes. Oh, really?
All right. In other news, Anthony.
Yes.
Wife cleared in sleigh after butt insult. Listen to this story. A Brooklyn newlywed who claimed beatings caused her to snap and stab her husband to death after he complained about the size of her butt was acquitted yesterday of manslaughter.
Manslaughter, huh?
Judy, 29, burst into tears when she heard a judge say there wasn't enough evidence to convict her in the May 11, 2003 death of Jason.
Not enough evidence to convict her?
Her husband of only 3 weeks.
Wow. So it wasn't that he was on her side for doing it. I guess he felt there wasn't even enough evidence?
No, the dead man's family wept outside the courtroom following the conclusion of the 2-week bench trial. Castillo Thomas testified that the pair long had a stormy relationship, charging Thomas choked her so hard that sometimes she would pass out. On May 11th, she said her husband attacked her as she was on the computer hours after an earlier fight in the Cypress Hill home. The beating was accompanied by taunts that she was too skinny. And
skinny?
I thought it was that she was too fat.
That's what I thought.
And her buttocks were too small, she said. She said she grabbed the knife and tried to escape, but he trapped her at the door, lunging at her. All of a sudden, the knife got short. Prosecutors argue the blade wound was no accident because it penetrated 6 inches deep in a downward motion. Oh, this story stinks.
Yeah. I thought it was a fat ass.
We really got to start preparing for the show better.
We got to read these a little better.
I think we should start reading. Because, we saw the headline like, wow, wife cleared in sleigh after butt insult. We're thinking, some fat woman out there eating a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
The husband abuses her about her fat butt, and then she gets pissed and stabs him.
That's a good story.
That's a really good story.
Uh-huh.
This story is,
Story's, It's funnier if she's got a fat ass.
Definitely.
I don't know why.
No, it's not. I agree more with this guy, actually. I hate a skinny dumper.
Yeah?
Good for him. I told you I want that ass a little fatter.
Fill that out. Fill that ass out.
Grabs that neck, just squeezes that little chicken neck. He angrily looks at her flat ass in the mirror. Good boy. Don't tolerate you, that little skinny, hiney bunk.
All right. Well, Hogan. Hogan knows best.
Ah, right. Reality show with Hulk Hogan.
This show had potential, but I don't know. I think I'm going to bail on this show. And I like these reality shows.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Surreal Life, Celebrity Fit Club 2. Make sure we get the Gary Busey audio.
I just like his music.
I watch the faggiest reality shows. I'm just thinking about it. I watched the stupid cooking one. People, they're cooking. And then I watched the stupid nanny one.
Ugh.
I watched the Nanny 911 because the animal kids are hysterical. I don't like the end. I could turn it off at the last 10 minutes when everything, once again, is fine and there's no problems anymore and their little animal kids are now perfect little gentlemen and ladies.
That's stupid
It's
Hollywood.
all done with the editing.
That's stupid Hollywood. Even with reality shows, they got to wrap up everything nice with a bow at the end of it.
Well, that's what they do. The kids all of a sudden listen, and meanwhile they were animals. And that's the fun part of the show is watching kids cursing. They gotta pixelate their mouths and bleep them out. But the kids are telling their parents, "Fuck you," and they're little 6, 7-year-old kids cursing their parents out, pissing all over the house.
These do-gooders out there. You make a good point because that's the latest thing where they block out the mouths.
Yeah.
It used to be obviously no cursing, and they would just bleep it. So then you, as a viewer, would go, "Oh, there's a curse," and you could read their mouths and go, "Wow, he just said motherfucker," or whatever. But now they're blocking out the mouths because they think that's going to help the situation. You still, as a viewer, knows that there's some cursing going on there, and you could fill in your own blanks.
And there is absolutely no FCC regulations that say you have to fog out the mouth of someone cursing.
Well, I could thank, let's go back to Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Now everyone has got to be
super sensitive,
super careful and all that.
I wonder if people actually complained that I didn't hear it, but you could read his lips and he said a bad word.
Of course they did.
I fault the faggot companies that don't have 1 ounce of balls to just stand up and go, look, this is not right. We're not paying these fines. And you know what? The fact that, like, satellite radio and cable are kicking the shit out of you, good. That's what you deserve, cowards.
Is that moron from Emmis? Did you read that whole article? How he's saying that the impact of satellite radio is greatly overblown, and podcasting and internet and everything all together is so overblown as how it's going to interfere with the radio and take away from radio's audience. That is someone who is just blind. You could say it's not going to be as big a success as some people think it's going to be. It's all speculative right now, as to how successful it's going to be. It's successful already. It's here. How big it gets, only the future is going to tell. But to say it's not going to have any impact, you're, what can I say, putting your head in the sand.
I was going to say...
That's a good one, right?
I was going to say delusional.
Delusional.
It sounds like he's blowing a bunch of smoke.
Ah, right.
And XM Satellite Radio, they understand the growth of some of these other things, and we're getting involved with that, too.
Of course.
People are listening to our show right now on the Internet.
Yep. That they are. So, we're there.
Well, Anthony, I wanted to play the Hogan Knows Best audio, but I don't know. I think there might be a problem with this disc, too. Who brought this to the table?
What's the problem? It won't queue up, Opie?
Well, it's one...
As they say in the business?
It's one track that's 8 minutes long.
One track, 8 minutes long.
And
who did that?
And I got the track listings, and I got 7 tracks here. And
who did it?
Sam.
Oh, no.
Get that fucking fetus in here.
Uh-oh, Sam was in charge of cutting that one up?
Wait a minute. Why? Hold on. Before everyone laughs and thinks it's funny, why is Sam doing that? We just hired a bunch of guys.
Oh, did he volunteer his services? You volunteered.
It's a data disc, so it's because the other I got sound bites for movies and stuff. I assume that everything needed to be in wave format.
Assumed.
Yes.
I'll make an audio disc of it. Oh boy!
Holy crap, guys! That's.
Oh boy! Now you done it.
No, Sam has nothing to do with it.
Sam doesn't know any better.
Sam's an intern, and he's trying to help out the program. I respect that.
Now he volunteered for the service.
Yeah.
Did you say, hey, I want to do this?
Well, I said I had the Hogan show on the computer because I took audio out of the Aviator and a couple other movies for Steve for production.
Yeah.
And he needed those in wave specifically, so I went and took the Hogan audio out of wave because
I
thought that's just how all audio was taken out.
He didn't know. He's new.
Didn't know.
Yeah, but someone has to make sure all this is set and ready to go when we enter the studio.
Welcome to the club, paid guys. Oh, boy.
But someone has to make sure it's set and ready to go, because now we can't do that.
The wrath of Opie will be upon you.
Whatever.
And it will be justified.
Whatever.
I'm in whatever mode, I swear to God.
When Ope gets mad, he starts pointing, and that shirt starts flailing, and you start seeing that little delicious V at the bottom of his ab. He's not happy.
Oh, everything's all better now, though, Opie.
It sure is. Muffins are here.
Our muffins are here.
Low-fat muffins coming up.
Just in time.
I don't even remember what I was pissed off about.
Who knows?
I'll tell you. You're pissed off that nobody checked that file, and now the show is spoiled.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
All right.
Oh, what do we got? Ooh. I got some kind of abortion in a bag.
Oh.
By the way, when is our Starbucks machine going to get here that we asked for 3
right
months ago?
Right after the commercial and the Opie and Anthony van.
Do you know how much money we're spending on Starbucks every day?
Hey, Mike.
The least we could do is get some free coffee from Starbucks.
This is interesting.
Mike, did you buy yourself something with the money?
Just a
no,
mushy.
It's not. Good. It's not your privilege to do so. What'd you get, sweetie?
This is like getting soup in a bag.
What the hell
is there
that?
A fork or something readily available?
That's the low-fat apple cake.
Of course it is.
How about a fork for me, too, if you don't mind?
Why are they throwing just a piece of cake
I know. Why
in a
do they
paper
just
bag?
throw this in a bag?
Because, you know, the cake has that nice top to it. Well, that's all stuck to the
very
paper bag
moist
now.
and cakey, and now it's falling apart. I'm using the bag like a cone.
You can't eat that.
I can't. I'm going to have to eat it like this.
You want my straw for your cake?
This is a moist cakey.
All right, well, we're waiting for the Hulk Hogan audio. We'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't we do the workplace slackers? We got those clips?
Getting those fingers a little close to the tines, my friend.
Yeah, we don't like that. You hold it on the back of the fork. I'm going to hold that kid down and just put it right in his mouth.
here's Ant talking to one of the interns about his milk and how it should be presented.
Oh.
Come in with the milk. 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 Come in with the milk.
Mm-hmm.
He is to open the bag with his right hand and hold the bag out to me at a 45-degree angle.
45.
So I'm into the bag without touching the paper.
I'm amazed you're eating that cake.
Cakey
Knowing
goodness.
about your phobias.
If there is any variation of these instructions, even to the smallest degree, the entire process must be repeated from the beginning. Come in with the milk. Repeated. Come in with the milk. From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Come in with the milk. Repeated. Come in with the milk. 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 Come in
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Not the middle, not where it's screwed up from. From the beginning.
I understand. Completely.
Well, everyone should.
How's your cake?
All right, Steve came to the rescue, and we now have the Hulk Hogan audio.
Scrumptiddly-icious, Jimmy.
Hulk's Sure in Heaven is my new walk-on music for gigs.
All right, here we go, Anthony. So Hulk Hogan has one of these celebrity reality shows. I think it's on VH1 or, I don't know, VH1.
Ugh.
Basically, it's Hulk Hogan and his family. He's got a really hot daughter that's trying to make it in the music business. She's only
in the music biz?
She's only 16. And I took a really good look at her during this show. She's not as hot as everyone's saying.
That's what I'm hearing.
She's a big girl already. She's got a beautiful face, yes. But Hulk Hogan's a monster. And his wife's pretty big, too. And his daughter is, you know...
I'm going to pop her up here.
She's starting to get big already. I mean, she's beautiful in the face. Absolutely beautiful. Wow, she didn't look that thin on the show last night. Not at all. But then again, got to put that in perspective. She's next to Hulk Hogan, so maybe Hulk is making her look thinner. Because
That's right, brother.
He's a big guy. So I took a peek because it seemed like it would be a good show to watch, Anthony. Man, they are acting like you wouldn't believe, setting up scenes. Like
really?
She's on the phone.
It's all fake?
She's on the phone because I guess this guy who's 22 wants to ask her out on a date.
Ooh, a little too old.
And then she has to talk to her father, Hulk, about it. And then, you know, they sort of agree, all right, you can go out on a date, but no kissing, nothing, just, you know, whatever. And so she calls the boyfriend to give him the good news, and it's obviously so fake, and they both have a script that
really?
I'm just like, ugh.
I want to hear that.
All right, well, we got some clips of the Hulk Hogan show
Hulk's
here.
big.
Brooke Hogan asks Hulk if she can go out on date with 22-year-old guy. Now remember, she's 16.
Hey, Dad?
Yeah, baby.
So, do you remember Adam?
Well, that jabroni that charged me.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Why don't you try the other CD player? Let's just make sure it's not the CD player.
No, it's not the CD player. It was coming through one channel. I heard it coming through one channel.
Sometimes it's hard to believe that this is a huge talk show.
Mm-hmm.
A huge national talk show run by monkeys.
And now I'm done with my cake, so I don't even have that to make me feel good.
I'm still enjoying my muffin, if anybody cares.
Opie, how's your muffin?
Oh, why don't you open up that muffin, take a bite?
Take a big bite of your muffin. You'll feel better.
I'll go over there and cut that muffin into some pieces for you.
I promise.
A couple of men just enjoying a beverage.
God.
What happened, Aaron?
We have like 10 guys working for us now.
He's working on it again. He doesn't know why he came in through one channel, but he's working on it again. He'll have a new disc.
But wouldn't we just check it real fast and make sure it's okay before we bring it into the master control room?
Master control. Why's it got to be the master control room?
All right, well, Derek, get us out of here.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Owen-Day virus.
Wow. You rule, Bernie.
Bernie.
No.
This one, right?
It's this
Oh,
what are you motherfucker? Tony, you're asking for trouble. Tony. Oh, he's coming over.
Oh, Bernie, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, my God. Wait.
He's really mad.
You pissed off Bernie. All right, get over there. Get over there.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting real hot in here.
You don't have to take that. You don't have to take that, Bernie.
All right, sit down.
Stand up for your rights, Bernie.
Sit down, Bernie. Sit down. It's okay. It's okay, Paul. Sit down. Bernie, sit down.
take a
Let's-
seat.
Let's all calm down.
That's all right. Yeah. Hand over that fucking CD. Oh, you gotta have another. You lunatic.
All right, Bernie.
Oh, he's fine, folks. Oh, he's fine.
You tell him to relax.
Tell him.
Yeah, everyone just relax.
Everybody relax.
All he did was take the CD out.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Keep your CD. I won't be here again.
Bernie! Bernie's leaving! Oh, man. All right, he's walking up. Wow, man. Holy shit.
Wow.
That
was legendary.
That was the rage. That was what happened on that
Oh
train.
my God! I'm not even kidding.
That was what happened on that train. We saw it.
He was out of his mind.
Hey, you know what's odd? We were talking about Rain Man, and when you were watching Rain Man, remember, it was kind of like you look at Dustin Hoffman and go, not too bad. He's a little kooky and stuff, but he seems nice and sweet. And then that time he lost it at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, just lost his... That's what we saw. That snap.
That was right now. You just threw his CD. It was like a Pop-Tart in the toaster, and a little smoke billowing up, and he couldn't handle it.
Right. Imagine that. You didn't see it coming. Like, no. It came out of nowhere. He just...
Fuck you. Keep your CD.
Yeah, keep your CD. Fuck you. And take this with you. You have another. Keep your CD. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Is what I got. I said, remember that. Loving is what I got. Remember that. Loving is what I got. I said, remember that. Loving is what I got.
All right, we're trying to get the show back on track here. Waiting for the Hulk Hogan audio. Something else that we might bring to the program today, hopefully. What's going on with the BBC, Anthony? First of all,
the BBC, they've re-edited some of the coverage of the London Underground and bus bombing to avoid labeling the perpetrators as terrorists. Early reporting of the attacks on the BBC's website spoke of terrorists, but the same coverage was changed to describe the attackers as simply bombers. The BBC guidelines state that its credibility is undermined by the, quote, careless use of words which carry emotional or value judgments. Consequently, the word terrorist itself can be a barrier rather than an aid to understanding, and its use should be avoided. Are you kidding? They're mopping people off the walls of their subways. Yet, terrorists, using the word terrorist, now you're classifying these people, and it's bad, and we shouldn't do that.
People that always trash me because I always bash one segment of the population.
Wait, can I do the impression?
Sure.
That's why I hate the left.
That's pretty good.
That's
a good Jimmy.
It actually was. Can one person maybe explain that? That's the mentality. I don't hate them for gay rights. I don't hate them for abortion. It's none of the most...
Right.
Stem cell research I agree with.
Absolutely.
It's that. Right in a nutshell.
Right there.
That is why I hate them. If someone can justify it, I'd be willing to listen. Can one person please... I know I'm unfair. I bash liberals. Can one person please call in, and I'd be happy to listen.
They're more worried about hurting the feelings of the terrorists. They're terrorists.
No, they won't offend Muslims. Can just one person explain it? I'll make no value judgments.
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Don't make a value judgment. They're not terrorists. They're bombers. What? Don't they understand? We're never, ever solving this terrorism problem. The whole war on terror, and we're fighting, and this. It's never going to stop unless we get past shit like this and really fight the real war and the real battle, and not with these rules and this not offending and political correctness. It's not going to work. They will keep bombing us and doing things until we really start fighting seriously here. It's the limitations put on our military, on the press, on the way we're allowed to profile these people, we're screwed. We will continue to be blown up until we realize that there's only one way we're going to actually win this, and not by not hurting feelings.
Yeah, maybe somebody has a rational explanation as to why that mentality makes sense. As far as you can't say terrorists with bombings. Maybe someone has a rational explanation. I won't make any judgments. Maybe the phones are ringing a lot right now. Maybe somebody can help.
I would love
somebody from that point of view has an honest and intelligent way of explaining it.
That's the BBC.
We have the Hulk Hogan audio back in the studio.
No, we don't. Just throw the disc. It's not going to work. It's not right. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm just waiting. Danny's taking phone calls right now.
Ooh.
Is he? Hopefully one is from a barber.
Let's say hi to Adam in... And why do you say that there, Jimmy?
I don't know. Fucking heat miser. Fucking running around with that awful thing on the top of his head. What is that?
He just threw a hat on.
He looks like Gene Simmons from the Destroyer album cover.
Dan from New York. And Jimmy, you missed the whole point of what they're saying. This is the opposite of what Fox News does. They are saying they should report the news instead of trying to mold opinions with buzzwords, which our media is so great at. No, not calling them... they are terrorists.
They are.
This isn't calling, some kid with a pipe bomb in his basement that his friends built, to go out to the school field and blow it up because they have bombs. Terrorists in your neighborhood? That's bullshit. That's using the word terrorist improperly on a news report to sensationalize the whole thing. What they did is terrorism. They do it to terrorize people. It's terrorists. They're not taking that out because it's a buzzword is not accurately broadcasting what these people are.
Right.
Bombers can just be... that's very vague. That's a vague thing. A bomber. A terrorist... a bomber could just place one bomb. Hey, I don't like this electrical tower in my backyard. I'm going to plant a bomb here and take it down. That's the purpose of my bombing. I don't bomb other things. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I want to get rid of that. That guy's a bomber. A terrorist are people that use these tactics to scare a lot of people into, giving up prisoners, moving troops, believing their ideology, whatever it may be. They're terrorizing people. So to not use the word terrorist is inaccurate reporting. There, Dan.
Yeah, so it's not for buzzword purposes.
No.
Hey, Steve. I know you're trying to help the program.
Hi, Steve.
And you just handed us all...
Sorry, that came from...
a piece of paper?
I guess Ben asked one of the interns to print that out, so I was just bringing it in when I brought in Jimmy's water.
What is this?
It was about the... it's about whatever separatist party... God damn it, what is this?
All right.
You're just talking about? I don't know specifically.
All right, you handed this to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Try to read this.
Okay.
Just try to read this. And I'm not even abusing you, because you guys are trying to help the show. When stories break... there's another bombing that just happened, Anthony?
Apparently, details just coming in. Madrid, Spain, 4 small bombs exploded Tuesday near a power plant in the Basque region after a warning call from the separatist group ETA.
Okay. You can stop there.
Uh-huh.
So then, we decided to do some research on this group, right? So Steve runs in with, I guess, a definition of what this group is.
ETA.
They're called the Estimated Times of Arrival.
Ah.
Try to read that.
Is an armed Basque
What's the
separatist?
name?
No, start from the beginning, because that's what you guys expected us to do.
ETA or initials
ETA.
for what?
Oh, it's... Woo.
Go ahead.
Euskadi ta Askatusana. No, that's way off.
Try again.
Euskadi ta Askatusuna. Oh.
Okay.
Askatusuna. Wait, Askatusuna.
Just trying to show you guys how tough our job is.
You ask too soon. Huh?
Yeah.
These guys, do their research, which I love, and then they just throw it at us and assume that we'll have no problem with this. So go ahead, Steve. Start from the beginning again.
Euskadi
ta
Askatasuna.
All right, continue.
Is an armed Basque separatist organization that seeks, through means including violence, to create an independent socialist state for the Basque people separate from Spain and France, the states that currently control the Basque country.
Uh-huh. Continue.
ETA is considered by Spain, France, the European Union, and the United States to be a terrorist organization. The name Euskadi ta Askatasuna is in the Basque language and translates as Basque Country and Liberty. ETA's motto is Baitan Yari. I don't know, I'm guessing on that one. Keep up, in parentheses, keep on both. This refers to the two figures in the ETA symbol, the snake, symbolizing secrecy and astuteness, wrapped around an axe, representing strength.
Well, if this isn't comedy fodder, I don't know what
Oh, this is hysterical.
But I'm just saying, it's like...
I'd want to know, though.
They threw this definition out. It's like, we'll be able to decipher this definition?
Right.
I have no idea what you said.
All this information, and I have no idea when they were founded.
Wait, no, there's actually a really funny line. I think this would be
is
great
there?
to riff on a
All
comedy
right.
show. Okay, last line.
The organization was founded in 1959 and evolved rapidly from a group advocating traditional cultural ways to an armed resistance movement.
Ah. That is everything I wanted to know about ETA.
That's right.
Oh, wait. By that I mean nothing I've ever wanted to know.
They threw it out. It's like, here, guys. Here's the definition. Run with it.
Here it is, guys. Comedy gold.
Hot off the presses.
Distracting us as they give each of us our individual copy. Holy crap, my brain just exploded.
Well,
but thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
All right.
I wouldn't assume that it would be funny anyway.
No, it wasn't even about
it's the
being
stark
funny.
definition of a terrorist organization.
No, we're not always funny on this show. God knows that.
Gotcha.
And we're talking about a serious subject, and we're going a little deeper into the subject because Elo taught us this.
He certainly did. 3 levels.
And now we got the definition of this group, and it just blew up everyone's brains out.
Where's our local terrorism expert? That's what we need, right? Eric said that's the third thing. We should get the local expert.
Experts. They
Steve,
seem
you're
like
Lebanese.
nice terrorists. They seem like nice terrorists. They warn you beforehand so there's no injuries. They evacuated the power plant before the bombs went off. They just kind of blow up property. They have had some fatal bombings, but...
But for the most part, they warn you before?
No, ETA is blamed for more than 800 deaths since the late 60s. Wow. But they've staged nearly a dozen non-lethal attacks since the Spanish government announced in May it would hold talks with the group if it renounced violence. So now they just blow up things. Isn't that nice? They're pleasant terrorists.
All right, why don't we go to the phones? Tommy, what's up?
Hey, good morning, John Belushi boy. I think you guys should be careful what you wish for because not so long ago you guys were talking about the news media and their scare tactics, you know, that whole bit. And it seems like they're doing exactly what you guys want. I don't agree with them at all, but it just seems like that's what they're doing.
There's one way you can go and the other way, you know, the swinging pendulum, and the middle seems to be the answer, but this is going way the other way.
They're not renouncing scare tactics. They're kowtowing to political correctness and trying to not offend certain religious groups. They're not trying to not scare people.
I think we have to go back to Anthony, and he described it beautifully about the whole terrorist thing. What is a terrorist and what's not a terrorist, and to loosely use that word, I think that's what we're talking about.
Bomber.
Here. That's right.
Plus, what are the odds? Some say a popular drug to treat a common disease could turn you into a compulsive gambler.
What? Are you kidding? Was that a real one? A popular drug.
Like Anthony said, too, about the pendulum, okay? That's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at, the scare tactics and taking it to the uber limit.
Can turn you into a compulsive gambler? How does that happen?
It's a little white square drug, and it has 1 black dot on one, 6 on the other, 5 on one.
Yeah.
Plus, what are the odds? Some say a popular drug to treat a common disease could turn you into a compulsive gambler.
The popular drug, common disease.
He said, what are the odds, too?
What are the odds?
Of
Get
course.
it? Wink, wink.
Turn you into a gambler.
Play your cards right and watch the broadcast tonight.
Oh, maybe Metamucil, because when you take it, you get the craps.
Damn it. That's good. I was going to try for a Viagra joke, but there you go. Very good.
Wait,
very funny.
How about,
Oh, it was really good.
Wait, there's got to
That
be
was the
more
line.
pills.
I know. We could go off now.
How about aspirin, because then you bet you're going to get a headache.
Oh, Liddy.
Liddy. That's what we're talking about. That's scare tactics. Taken to the limit.
I can't take any drugs. I gambled my nest egg away.
All right. Terror is bad.
Terror is bad.
ELO expert. ELO terror
I'm a
expert.
terrorist expert, and I just want to say that terrorists are bad.
You know what? I just fucked up your whole bit.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Yes, my name is Eric Logan. I'm a terrorist expert.
Know what
I
I
just want
did?
to say that terrorists are bad. Thank you.
Wait. Hold on, dude. We're not hearing you.
No, it's not his fault, though.
No, I know, but I'm not hearing him. Dude, what'd you say? I heard Logan.
My name is Eric Logan. I'm a terrorist expert. I just want to say that terrorists are bad. Thank you.
What about terrorists, dude?
See what
Goodbye,
happened?
Jimmy.
Well, what happened, we have a phone screening thing here, and I went right to subject where it said terror is bad, so I'm thinking, you know, that was just a brief explanation of what this guy wanted to talk about.
Right.
But I should have went to the name where it says ELO, and
ELO,
I messed
expert.
I messed up his whole bit by going terror is bad.
Maybe he'll call back.
Makes it all right. Are we done with this?
Has anyone offering an explanation as to that line of thinking?
Let's go to Drew in Vermont. Drew.
Hey, I just wanted to say I don't agree with the BBC not calling it terrorism, but at least they're being consistent because they wouldn't call 9/11 terrorists either. And of course, you see when it hits them, boom, terrorism. But now at least they're being consistent and taking it back.
But I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't they call 9/11 terrorism? Like, what is it that they're trying to accomplish by being dishonest by omission?
Hope you're not asking me because I don't know.
Well, I know. I'm talking to you like you're the
call this
editor-in-chief.
show. You're being questioned,
He's like,
sir.
I'm just a listener. Jesus.
Hey,
I just
pressure.
want to enjoy the show, guys.
That's true. I'm jumping down his throat.
Don't put too much pressure on me.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to sit back and hear a dick joke. Jesus, leave me alone.
Why wouldn't they call it terrorism? What do you accomplish by that? That's
All
a
right.
great question, by the way. By dishonesty of omission. I'm very proud of myself for that. Unfortunately, I asked an ice cream eating boob from Vermont who had no idea.
He likes his Ben and Jerry's, right?
I bet he does.
Okay, let's go to the Hogan audio, Anthony. Now we have to. Hulk Hogan, he has a reality show. He's got a hot daughter. She wants to be in the music business. I personally think she's already a little chunky for 16 years old.
Really?
Also has a son.
That's healthy to say things like that, Opie.
Why?
16-year-old girl, you think she's a little chunky? That won't start on a nice road to an eating disorder.
Oh, because she listens to our show every day.
You never know.
I bet you Hulk does listen to the show.
That's right, brother.
That's right. Don't get him mad. You know what happens when he gets mad?
So here we go. Brooke Hogan asked Hulk, her father, if she can go on a date with 22-year-old guy.
Hey, Dad?
Yeah, baby.
Dad, do you remember Adam?
Well, that jabroni that charged me too much for parts. Yeah, I know him.
Listen to the acting, by the way. This is what pisses me off about the show. I thought the concept for the show would be great. Hulk Hogan living his family life. But the acting is so awful. Mm-hmm. It's obvious that they have some things that are going on, and then somebody's sitting down and going, all right, we're going to set this scene up. You're going to go to your father and talk about dating this older guy. Instead of just letting it happen naturally. But I think these reality shows are getting lazy because, like with the real world, they sit around for 4 months waiting for shit to happen. But now with this reality show craze and you get celebrities involved, they can't be bothered for 4 or 5 months. So now they're writing the storylines for these people.
You have to tape a lot of stuff to get just a half-hour episode
to get gold
of a show. But these guys, they don't have all day.
Now these idiots in Hollywood, they're now going to wreck the reality show craze by now writing the stuff for these people. I mean, it's something that is probably going down. But now they're like, all right, let's get right to it instead of waiting for that moment when she decides she's going to talk to Hulk about dating an older guy. Get it?
Because most of them are not interesting enough to pull off a reality show.
Well, and you need to, invest the time.
How's Britney Spears?
Huh?
Is her still on?
Oh, that show died.
Is it yanked already?
Oh, it was just gone.
Good.
They wanted to yank it after the first episode. No, it's done.
That was funny.
Yeah, baby.
Dad, do you remember Adam?
Well, that jabroni that charged me too much for parts. Yeah, I know him.
I think he's kind of cute.
Point being?
He wanted to know if we could, go to Busch Gardens or something.
And Nick?
No, just me and Adam.
You and Adam. How old's Adam?
Just turned 22.
22? And she just turned 16?
Not like he's 35.
Not as long as my name's Hulk Hogan. No, she's not going out with him. He's 22 years old.
Harry,
Think about it.
but you know he's a smart, sharp guy. Don't look at it like he's some strange person.
How do I know him? I bought car parts from him.
What do you want her to do? Just
Well, I mean, you'd be
camp in her room like Rapunzel for the next 100 years?
Well, we can send her out to the Chicken Ranch in Vegas, too.
Well, don't take it to an extreme either.
Let me tell you something right now.
Let me tell you
He's
something.
already been in college 4 years. Think he hasn't had sex with girls?
Probably.
Probably.
I really seriously doubt that that's what they're going to do the first time they hook up.
It's been a long date. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to sleep on it because I'm done with it for now.
How fake is this?
Why does there have to be fucking music playing through the whole fucking conversation?
Dramatize it a little bit,
Holy
Jimmy.
shit, can we stop?
You have to
Is that
dramatize
real?
it.
Where's the heavy metal bed under us?
Where's our music?
We used to have to talk with music under us, Anthony. Let's not forget.
At AAF.
AAF, we had to have music beds underneath us the whole time.
How
horrible.
stimulated do we have to be that we can't have a conversation between a steroid-popping man and a monolith of a child?
But the acting is horrendous.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, babe. Let's go to Eric in Boston. Eric?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I know about the drug that makes you into a gambler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's an experimental cure for Parkinson's. It's not out yet. It's not FDA approval, but it does. It makes you into a compulsive gambler. Some woman lost like $200,000 while she was on it.
What happened was, now, here's the problem. I remember that case. It wasn't that she lost money. It was that it wasn't working for her Parkinson's. So she was at the table, and they kept saying, do you want me to hit? And her head kept moving, so they wouldn't hit her. And she kept staying at 4.
Kept staying at 4. But wouldn't you split the 2s in that?
No. She had a 3 and a 1, an ace.
Oh.
But she chose not to make it an 11.
But then that would be a 14 pop.
No. She took it as a 1. I talked to her.
All right.
Her head was
Split
moving.
2s. No. Oof.
No, you don't
That would
split
be an
2s.
ugly move, right, Ant?
Ugly move.
All right. Thank you, Eric. So it's not a popular drug, and it's not a popular disease. All right, here's another clip from Hogan Knows Best, Anthony. Now, Hulk talks to this guy. He's 22 years old, and before he could take his Hulk's daughter out.
This conversation.
This should be good.
This is awful.
I hate to be unsociable. I need to talk to Adam for a few minutes about the event you guys have scheduled.
You sure those guns didn't get bigger since last year?
They're about the same size. First off, back me up, because, you know, I'm just one of those wrestlers, you know, and I've only got a certain capability of understanding the whole outline here of how this works. I know Brooke is 16 years old, and I know you're 22. And when I was 22 years old, the last thing I had on my mind was a 16-year-old girl. Just explain to me how this all works so I'll understand it better.
Sure. Well, I mean, you know, Nick and I talk online.
She's
about
so
car
hot.
all the time. And
said the wrong thing.
Oh, you know, a while back, Brooke got a hold of me online as well.
Brooke got a hold of you?
Yeah, actually, we got chatting, hit it off good, and we've just been friends ever since.
You know, it's borderline an adult, you know, taking out a minor. I mean, it might fall into that uncharted territory of not legal. I'm not sure what the laws are.
Luckily, none of those laws apply to going out. Those are only applicable for, you know, sex.
Brooke's not sexually active.
I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19 years old.
Yeah, so basically you are sexually active.
I mean, I don't see how any of this pertains to Brooke either.
Well, I didn't say it pertained to Brooke. I was just talking to you.
Oh. You were curious about my sex life?
Yeah, kind of. You know.
Okay.
Have you had, like, an AIDS test?
Have I had an AIDS test?
Yeah.
Yeah. Negative.
Why does the music keep stopping?
We're going to take the blue beast
Drama,
out there.
Jimmy.
I'll explain in a second, Jimmy.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh?
I think it'll be a lot better if we go ahead and take Brooke's car, whether she drives or you drive.
All right. Either way.
Well, just as long as we're on the same page.
Yeah, I think we're hanging out in the same arena.
So this is another fake reality show, first of all. The acting is so bad. And they went back to Hollywood with what they had, and they realized they had shit. So they're like, oh, fuck. So then what they did was, all right, let's distract the viewers with music and stuff, and we could dramatize with the music, like you were saying.
God, it fucking
stinks. Because the material doesn't hold up on its own, so now you go back into the studio and you jazz it up. And that's what they're doing with the music and the dramatic, you know, stops of the music and all that, just to make this shit bearable.
Bow. How'd you get here? Bow. I drove. Bow. Bow. Bow.
I guarantee they know they have a disaster on their hands. I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's
Where's
pretty
Hulkster in
bad.
heaven?
Huh?
Can we hear Hulkster in heaven? I've been begging all day.
That's what they should play. While he's talking. You want to go out with my daughter? Hulkster in heaven.
I read it in the papers.
Oh.
I saw it on TV.
There you go.
I guess it'll be one empty seat when I wrestle at Wembley.
Oh.
I used to tear my shirt, but now you tore my heart. I knew you were a Hulkamaniac right from the very start. Right from the start. You were my friend. I'll see you again. When the Hulkster comes to heaven.
I can't take
Oh.
But you know what it is? There's going to be an extra seat when he wrestles at Wembley.
Wembley. Oh.
And maybe that bad little boy didn't go to heaven.
That's right.
Maybe he was a bad boy who
Maybe
touched
he
him.
was a naughty boy.
Maybe, perhaps a bit more.
No!
My son didn't like Wembley at first.
Get it out of your system, please.
He's quite a willful young dead boy.
Wrestler.
Oh, Jimmy!
That one
God
stinks.
damn it!
Shy? You just wrecked the bit.
You know, the sound is all funny and stuff, but the smell.
I know, it's hot.
I'm eating Raisin Bran tomorrow morning.
Go ahead.
There's something about the smell I recognize. Hey, that's dog food.
All right, we have another clip from Hogan Knows Best, Anthony. Now Hulk prepares his lovely daughter, Brooke, for the date. Let's go to the clip.
Prepares her.
Prepares her, yes.
Mattress on her back.
that snatch.
Listen to this crap. Yeah.
Brooke Taney, a quick little talk. Adam, I got a weird feeling about him. No drinking, of course.
Yeah.
You know, no physical stuff.
Dad.
Listen, I'm just telling
I
you.
won't.
I know you won't, but I don't want him pawing you. You know, I need this worrying like a hole in the head. You know that?
Don't worry. You know I have to throw a really mean cross.
Let me see it one time. You can give me a call about every hour or so. You want a weapon or anything?
Hello.
Adam's here, so yeah, get your act together.
You know what's going on here? Hulk is pimping out his hot daughter.
Yeah.
To get a little more fame on TV.
Right.
That's all he's doing. He's
Little
pimping out his
FaceTime.
hot daughter.
How great would it be if he said, all right, look, Joranna's going to pick you up. We know the Vandersloots. They're a good family. He's just going to take you for a ride on the beach.
You're going to Aruba. Oh. You ever had the conversation there? I had pretty much the similar situation where I was, I guess, 21, and the girl was 16, and the father used to drop her off at the house on the weekends.
I love this story.
Yeah, I used to drop her off at the house on the weekends when my mother was away. She would go to work, and my mother wasn't coming home till like 3 in the morning. She worked at a disco, and the father would drop the girl off at my house. And when we first started going out, he had a nice little discussion with me in his work van. I don't even remember what he did, but it was a work van, a lot of tools in there, knocking around. And he had a whole conversation with me that, you know, his daughter is 16, and he thinks I'm too old to be with her, but he's not going to tell her that because, you know, that'll make it worse. Like, he really was just knocking me. And I was just a bum. I'm just there, yeah, shut up, whatever. I'm sitting there, yes, sir, okay. You know, meanwhile, all I'm thinking is, keep dropping her off at the house. Because he would drop her off, and that was it. It was just sex. Sex. Until 11 o'clock when he came to pick her back up again.
What did he think he was dropping his daughter off for?
Well, you'd say beforehand, like, oh, there's movies, we're watching, you know, a movie, or we're going out, or, you know, there's friends, because she had friends.
But basically, he was just dropping her off to get laid, and he had no idea.
Yeah, he was like the pimp. He would just drop her off to get laid, and then have to make sure she's all cleaned up and ready to go by 11. Nothing, you know. Spray a little perfume on you there, honey. Get in the van with Daddy.
Wipe her down with baby wipes.
It smells like bleach.
Pat in New York.
But that's an awful conversation when you're that age.
Sorry.
To have the father talking to you. You just don't want to deal with the father.
Tell me about it.
Don't want.
Pat in New York.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Pat?
Well, I got an explanation, I guess, on why they might be using bombers instead of terrorists.
Okay.
I took a bunch of communications classes, journalism in college, and one of the things they hammer into you is if you can't prove, like, a direct intent, you can't call it one thing or the other. So it could, while there is still the possibility that it could just be some crackpot that wants to impress Jodie Foster and,
Okay, that's understandable, but, when the guy said, why wouldn't they call 9/11 terrorism? I mean, there becomes a point where if you don't know it, you're blind. And I understand that you have to prove it first. That's fine. But Al-Qaeda apparently claimed responsibility.
Yeah, and it's the same M.O. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I said it's probably a little, I didn't say, but it's probably, it's very obvious first attack, but while there's still that, hint of a possibility and they can't make that connection, they kind of have to do that. In this case, I think that's probably going a little too, I don't think it's like a left and right thing.
I certainly do, because political correctness, the right has many diseases. They're awful. But political correctness is not a disease of the right. And they are revolting in many other ways, but just that's not one of them.
Yeah, well, you're probably right, but, that's one possibility, I guess you could say.
Okay. All right, thank you, bro.
Bye, mister.
We got one more track or clip here from Hogan Knows Best, Anthony.
I hope there's music under it.
So now Brooke is out on the date. And
Yeah.
a little spin on the whole thing. Now Hulk Hogan's son decides to tell his father something about...
He's gay?
About the kid.
Oh.
And maybe he should have told the father beforehand.
But it wouldn't have made the drama.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made the drama and make for good TV.
You know Adam's got nipple rings, right? Both of his nipples are pierced.
Linda!
What's wrong?
Tell the master of the universe.
You hear that? What's wrong? Bad acting.
That was
Comes
good.
running in. What's wrong?
Dude, I was in the moment.
What's
come
wrong?
back.
Linda.
The show is a disaster.
You know Adam's got nipple rings, right? Both of his nipples are pierced.
Linda!
What's wrong?
Tell the master of the universe what you just told me.
Adam's got pierced nipples.
What?
What about his scrotum? Has he got that pierced too?
In Miami, when I went down there to hang out with him for a little
You're
bit.
even kidding me.
We went out to the beach, and there was this topless beach, and he knew some of the topless chicks down there, and I saw pictures of some of the parties he had, hung up on his refrigerator and stuff. She's got alcohol and stuff all in his house, and whatever he's got, the pool table, all kinds of stuff. Mom,
Know that stuff. You need to be smart enough a little bit.
He's a cool kid. It didn't cross my mind till now.
That's just great. And I'm hot. All of a sudden, I'm on fire.
You're going to have a major timeout for about a year.
Nick, I'm going to tell you something. That's a big deal.
I thought I told you when I was down in Miami.
Big deal. He's got pierced nipples.
Didn't he say he took you down there? He showed you the gay
because
beach?
I
don't think that it was appropriate for him to take you to a gay beach.
You went to a gay beach with Adam Myers? Well, that's even worse then. That's even worse. He's taking our 16-year-old daughter out, but he's already taken our 14-year-old boy out.
He's taking our 16-year-old daughter out.
Good luck with the show.
Good luck, Hulkster.
I was pretty caught up.
You're going to need it.
Yeah. She's yours, Adam. Be good to her.
That's the big conflict. There's nipple rings.
Nipple rings. Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness.
We have Brooke's song that they're trying to shove down our throats.
Ah, well, this is the whole thing, isn't it?
This
is what it comes down to.
A little cross-promotion.
I got something to tell you about Jim. What? He doubles as a toilet. Linda!
Because now that's what now that's what MTV does.
Yeah.
Instead of letting the artist come to them, now they're just creating the artist themselves. They just take some dope, give them a reality show. Oh, and by the way, this reality show star has a single, and it's a whole thing they're doing now.
Her record coming out now.
Like Ashley Simpson, she stinks.
She's ruined.
awful.
She's not ruined.
No?
She's still going strong because
she? Stop.
she's got the support of MTV behind her. But that's the latest craze. They're making their own pop stars now. And so letting the pop stars come to them somehow.
What does she sound like, this one?
Let's take a listen. Everything to Me, Brooke Hogan.
Good so far.
On the Opie and Anthony Disaster.
I like her.
You wanna go, and as you open up the door, you change your mind. I'm not something
Every song that's out right now.
all these things I feel inside, I wanna show you. There's nothing out there to find, oh baby, I wanna make you see. There's nothing more to fear, 'cause everything's right here. I'm everything you want.
Ooh. She's everything you want.
Yeah.
I can reach things on the top shelf, paint the ceiling without a ladder. Great. Everyone else in the video has stilts. Irritating.
And we're supposed to pretend that she's singing about something else instead of her hot, young body.
Her hotness.
Jesus.
This reminds me I'm trying to think of. There's like 3,000 songs. This reminds me of.
Yeah. All of which I'll list right now for you. It is. It's every song, every chick song right now.
Well, it's all about being blonde and.
I'm everything you need. Are you really? Really?
Sperm receptacle. How about that?
Are you Alexis and a mouth with no voice box? That's everything I need. The size of an eggplant. I'm everything you need. I'm asparagus tinkle. Craigslist girl.
Every word you say, don't tell me no. As you turn and walk away, don't shut me out.
Don't shut me out.
Well, then open up your snatch.
Yeah.
You're on your way. You'll be back with me someday. Oh, baby, I'm gonna make you see. There's nothing more to fear. Everything's right.
Pretty mediocre.
It's just
All right, you get the idea.
It's not awful.
No, it's just there.
I'm everything you need if you're over 21 and you need a few years in prison. That's me.
All right, let's say hi to Eddie in Kansas. Eddie?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
All right.
Eddie, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you go right ahead.
If you're a Hulk's daughter and you hear your father sing, what makes you think that you can do it?
I have no idea.
Did she have to look at him and go, Daddy, Hulkster in heaven is a good number?
I'll tell you, it shows you how dry the well is for these people, though. I mean, they're knocking off the Osbournes. You got Hulk yelling his wife's name, and Ozzy was always yelling, Sharon! I mean, how freaking far do they have to take this crap?
But, dude, Ozzy, the difference is that's a consistent way for him. He's been that way for years. I mean, I have interviews from Ozzy in '81 where he's stumbling and stuttering and muttering. I mean, he's just a lunatic.
Hulk's ripping off Ozzy. Tell him, Fred.
Yeah, no.
That's right. So,
Actually, Howard started the whole reality show craze.
really?
That's what he says. Yeah, that's what he says. He says his E-show started the whole reality show craze. That's how delusional this man is. Started the whole thing, Robin.
All right. Why don't we take a break? When we get back, Anthony, this could be really good. You know how we've been doing the TV edits of really good movies?
Yeah.
We did, Smokey and the Bandit yesterday, and
Yep.
Platoon, and, for the new listeners, basically, when a great movie goes on to TBS or these other commercial...
Or your local WB affiliate.
Or whatever, they got to chop the crap out of the dialogue because you can't have curses.
Not allowed.
And then words that are acceptable, they decide...
Hell and damn.
Aren't acceptable, so they have these really bad, choppy things that they do to the dialogue. And we've been giving you guys some examples the last few days. Well, when we get back, we took a classic Jim Norton rant and bit and cleaned it up for
TV edit.
TV edit, or a regular radio, I guess, in this case.
Nice.
It has potential to be really good. But first, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Moore.
Yo, what's up, B? What's going on? I'm just
Jay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Jay.
Are you watching the Hogan show?
No.
Okay.
I'm watching Surreal Life, Celebrity Fat Club, and what's the other? Oh, Whitney and Bobby, the battle.
Oh, that's what I hear. Whitney and Bobby. I saw some promos for that. Looks hysterical. Bobby's out of his mind, talking about pulling nuggets of shit. Yeah, pulling nuggets of shit out of his wife's ass there.
That's how we got black.
Yeah.
Who farted?
I saw
Jimmy!
Jay.
What?
Jimmy just farted really bad in the middle of your fine phone call.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I just got
Give me the
starstruck.
benefit of the doubt.
You attention-seeking whore.
I didn't want attention. I snuck it out quiet, and we were supposed to go to break. Then all of a sudden the phone rang.
Smell doesn't have a volume, Jimmy.
But Opie just said that we're going to break, so I just snuck it out. I'm like, all right, I'll do that and go to the bathroom.
God, it smells like a
valued listener called.
Did you fart because you were scared?
Yeah, well, the phone rang, and I just went, and it just snuck out. It startled me.
Did you get scared?
Yeah.
You got scared.
Whitney and Bobby, yes. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Hey, nice home run derby last night. That's really a thrill that they did it with all different countries. I got to watch some Korean guy hit 2.5 home runs. And you got like 9 steroided out Americans from Southern California sitting on their ass watching. You get this big ape from Venezuela, wherever he was from, Abreu hits 24. Then the Canadian gets up and hits 0. That's pretty That's really Canadian.
What a great night for Canada.
I have no idea they did that. They took players from all over the world?
Yeah, they made it international.
It includes everyone.
Oh.
Yeah, but it doesn't, because all the real guys, like A-Rod, couldn't be in it, because there's only one American.
Yeah.
And who was the American? Was it Manny?
What's his name?
Is there an American still playing Major League Baseball?
Me. Yeah, Bobby and Whitney, they're just complete crackheads. It's fantastic. And Whitney's wigs look like someone took a hatchet to the side of her head. She's got a geranium on her head. And he's just a crackhead.
Yeah, he's total crackhead.
He's the guy with the sign, I need help, but he's got the picture of like an eyeball for the letter I.
Yeah.
We got to get audio from this show.
Hey, how do I get... This is why I'm calling it. It has nothing to do with the fact that I love the show and my son's up at 5 a.m. like he's a little longshore fisherman for some reason. How do I get photos from the Photoshop to have... Like, someone did a picture of me, I don't know why, but it's me as Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture?
I did. It's very funny.
Yeah, but I don't even know how. It just says Jay Moore shit dick, question mark.
Well,
which of course, yes. And do you know how I get pictures?
You want to save it?
I want to own it. I want it.
You want to save that picture?
It looks exactly like it's actually me. Like it's a really good job.
So
it looks like I decided to put on my Rob Halford coat and go party.
You have to right-click on the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And say picture as.
You got it up there?
Do you have a Mac or a PC, sweetie?
I have a Dell.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I was listening to the whole Dell rant.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
Those motherfuckers.
I like the Kentucky Fried Chicken, $6. That's good. See, I call in once a week and I tell you guys everything you did for food.
Thank you, Jay.
Every time the show is more gooder, I give you a shout and go $6 for a bucket of chicken is funny.
Do you think that the Hulk Hogan show is bad?
As opposed to good. He shot in the gut. It's my fault. He shot in the gut. If we can just get in touch with Joe, Joe will make it right. We need to calm down, rub some water on your face.
God damn. The best Keitel ever. Holy shit.
We need more pictures of me as Keitel in the Photoshop. There's one as me as Keitel. It's not very good.
Now, Jay, right-click on the picture, right? And,
all right.
And then a menu pops up, and it says Save Picture As. You see that one?
Okay.
And Save Picture As. And then a little thing will come up, and you hit Desktop. You see that?
I'm not on my computer now.
Oh.
I got to go to the business center at the hotel.
Yeah. He's not going to remember
Business Center.
Right. I stay at the Four Seasons in Vegas. I'm opening for Celine Dion all year.
You don't bring a laptop?
I'm joking. I'm at home.
I thought that was an odd combo, but I'm like, yeah, you never know.
It could be, right?
I'm watching my kid put gasoline in his fire truck.
Hey, how good is Celebrity Fit Club 2 with Gary Busey?
I haven't seen it yet because I've been surreal life out because I want to fuck the shit out of Janice Dickinson.
She's out of her mind, though, huh?
I know, but she just looks like she needs to be fucking choked until she gets that little tear.
She's classic, too, because I guess on the next episode they're going to bowl against Down syndrome
retards,
kids.
And she calls them out.
She calls out the retard kids. It was in the promo. She's just abusing the hell out of them. And then I guess Willie Ames or someone is having a problem with the fact that she's making fun of the retards.
You want to hear a scoop for who's going to be a guest star on Las Vegas?
Who?
And what cast members don't come back?
Who?
The black girl.
Really?
They got Richard Lewis in an episode, and I told Cox, I said, you realize by hiring him, you just kept him off you just kept him off Surreal Life 4. There's no reason for him to be on television. I'm Richard Lewis, something, I'm a Jew. I was watching Home Run Derby. Don't give the Jew a stick. Hold on. Say cock. Oh, I'm trying to teach him what to say. Well, give me a minute. I'm on the phone with the boys. And I'm going to go spread the virus, man, together. Hold on one second. We're going to go, brother. Just give me 2 seconds. All right.
Where are you going?
Sticking out your pajamas. Come on. Get it together. What's with this guy?
Hey, how old's your kid now, Jay?
14. He's 2.5. You know what I'm thinking about? When kids learn to speak, it's like the hardest thing in the world. Ever watch, like, Telemundo for a half hour? Like, you force yourself to try to figure out what the hell they're saying?
Yep.
That's what it's like to be one.
How much?
Car crash.
Yeah, Opie gave you the crickets.
Oh,
I had a car crash.
I like this one, actually.
What is it? Oh, good Lord. What's that from?
That's Kelsey Grammer.
Falling off a stage.
Falling off a stage? He was doing a dramatic reading or something and fell in the middle of it.
And went, oh, dear Lord, as he fell off the stage.
Oh, dear Lord.
Apparently I thought it was a 13-year-old
his brother got eaten by sharks?
What's that?
He had a brother eaten by sharks. That's a true story, yeah.
Dead?
It's all in my best-selling novel, Gasping for Airtime.
Is it now in paperback?
Actually, I don't know if it is. Yeah, it will be, like, within a week or two.
Very good.
That's not why I called. I called about the
I know.
Odeon.
You know, talking about Kelsey Grammer has had a lot of tragedy in his life. He's had a few brothers die, and
but now he comes in Camille every night, so who cares?
One of his producers actually was on one of the flights, 9/11, with one of Frasier's producers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was a big babysitting scandal or something, right? Where a babysitter in Jersey he allegedly tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Allegedly what?
Banging his babysitter. That's been done. Who did that? Joe Piscopo did that, and so did Robin Williams. Yeah. Got to tag that babysitter.
Oh, did Robin Williams do that?
Yeah.
He married her.
The nanny.
He married the nanny?
Yeah. How about that?
I did not know that.
All right, Jay, they're saying we have to let you go, so...
Ben's saying...
Ben has walked in the studio, and he's saying, let Jay be, so...
He's got a sense of entitlement now that everyone stole Drew Carey's big dick jokes and repeat them over the air.
That is true. That came out.
What?
All the Ben's Hog jokes were...
There's a whole chapter called My Dick's So Big, We Are a Part of It, and It Is a Part of Us, and My Dick's So Big, a homeless family lives under it. Everyone's calling up like, I had a good one, guys.
So they all had the Drew Carey book.
Hey, Opie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, he is laughing right now. He nailed you.
I hate you.
That's the devil.
Wow, did he nail you?
That was a really good one.
That was a good one.
Ben wanted me to ask him about Frenchie. Why, Ben?
Jay just really wants to attack Frenchie. I guess Frenchie was prank calling Jay or something like that.
Frenchie?
But for Bastille Day. But Frenchie wants to have a big appearance again. He's ready to come back for his fans.
Bastille Day? No one has thought of Frenchie in 6 months.
I know.
Talking about him like it was Bin Laden. We were just...
All right. Let's take a break.
When
we get back, the Jim Norton TV edit on the way.
Light sands through the hourglass.
Windows on the World?
Windows on the World. You know, the top of the the Twin Towers there.
When? June?
Not even. 1995.
Oh, really? Like years ago?
Yeah, well, most of New York has
been up there
to check it out.
I had the Duck up there once. It was lovely. Very nice restaurant.
You know how many Midwestern people or people from around the country probably said, we were going to go to New York then.
Oh, we were going to go.
You were?
Where? Finger Lakes.
Yeah. Syracuse.
I kind of did that bit to Anthony yesterday. I go, man, I was thinking of going to London.
Yeah, I was thinking of going there. Well, really?
My God, you're tied right in. Congratulations.
Right.
You mean you thought of London?
Good thing you missed the bubonic plague of the 1500s. Call Good Morning 13.
Call
12.
Forget it. I had a great line, too.
Go ahead, say it.
Let us be the judge.
No,
yeah.
Not now.
Why not? It happens.
Fuck you.
Come on.
No one listens to this.
Spit it out.
That's not true. I'm listening right now.
Spit it out. Take a swig of coffee and let it rock like it was brand new.
I guarantee it was a good one, too.
Well, did the good ones stand up?
I was feeling it. I was in the zone. But no one fucking listened.
That's not true. We listened.
The good ones stand up to these delays like this.
Nope.
The good ones stand up.
Don't make a fucking maniac out of me.
Nope.
The good ones stand up.
No, I'd rather hear more Shining references. Go ahead.
All right.
All right. Jesus. I'm so pissed right now. I had a really good one. Well, I learned from past experiences that it's all about timing.
But you gotta give it out.
I tried 3 times. Listen to the replay.
All right. Now. No, wait. Not in the context that it is now a joke anymore. Okay, we realize the moment is past. But now you just have to tell us what it would have been. You have to tell us what it would have been.
I'm not going to play your silly game.
No, we understand now that it's not going to be funny. It's not the right time. It's past.
Yeah.
But I got to know what it was going to be.
All work and no play makes Greg a dull boy.
It was a Pat Battle line.
Oh, see? Now we enjoy that.
Of course it wasn't a Pat Battle line, you ass.
Come on.
I hate the Pat Battle thing, too.
Why? We love Pat Battle.
What was it? You can just tell us, just in the context of just the show.
What did you think I was born?
But I really want to hear what it was going to be.
Do you think I just came out of college radio? Are you insane?
But it's not. If you're doing it like saying this is what it was going to be, no one expects you to get a laugh at this.
I
10 minutes removed.
I absolutely would tell you what it would have been.
I started the line, I think, 3 times. No.
Opie was starting to say, call Good Morning America. I think he was going for the interview since he tied into the event by thinking about going to London. I have no idea what you're talking about, Matthew T. from Arizona.
You know what?
Was it some kind of...
Matthew T. is brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't sound as good now, but yeah. It was about... Because I was thinking of going to London.
Right.
Call one of these news shows for my exclusive interview, but it was...
But that was it?
Oh, he nailed it.
He nailed it?
Yeah, he nailed it.
Wow, Matthew.
Absolutely
Holy shit.
That is really good.
Crazy. Boy, that is a real... See, Matthew's listening.
But it was all during the whole thing. It would, of course. It was just a quick thing. It wasn't just a quick chuckle. You fucking asshole. I hate you, Matthew. You fuckers.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
If someone get in the best of you. If someone get in the best of you. Have someone taking the bait, it's real, the pain you feel, you trust, you must confess. If someone get in the best of you.
The latest from the Foo Fighters. They're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. And some guy in a suit is in the studio.
If it stinks in here, it's Jimmy. The guy's been just blasting.
I dropped it before, but I haven't.
Yeah, well, you know something I noticed when I walked back in? They don't just go away, Jimmy. Sorry. It really smells bad in here now.
Apologize. It's embarrassing.
I went into the bathroom for a breath of fresh air. It stinks in here.
There was a nice lady doing something here in the studio.
were in the office area, and she was walking out as we were walking out. And just as we're going into the bathroom, Jimmy just starts farting really bad.
Yeah.
And she actually went, thanks.
It's awful.
She just went, thanks. She was so disgusted.
I had to slow down so I wouldn't like blow it in the bathroom. I had to make sure I timed it right so I could sneak it out and then hide in the bathroom.
And knowing
You
our
are terrible,
knowing
man.
our luck, she's probably a bigwig in the XM company.
Yeah, she was in charge of marketing, just here to talk about TV commercials, and she walked out. Closed
Yeah.
the
Fuck it.
All right.
So introduce yourself, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have their TVs on right now. They can't see you.
Yeah, I also see what you have on here on your monitors.
Oh, no,
Fox.
we go all over the place, though. We have to monitor everything.
Oh, is he going to change the
I
channel?
was going to say, can you help us out a bit here? No, you guys, Ted David, CNBC, you guys, I know we're hanging around when McEnroe was on. You were over at the studio, and I told Anthony a minute ago, I was like, as soon as I got off the air, I was like running around trying to find you guys.
Yeah.
But the virus is caught on in my house.
Yeah.
And
you
so I've
hate
got
that fact, right?
My son here. He's running to see Jimmy tonight. I mean, it's like this,
Wow.
my whole house is just Opie.
How
and
old's
Anthony,
your
Jimmy
lad?
Norton,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
you're off
yeah.
mic, but yeah.
You look about 14. What?
14. How old are you?
14.
Cool. You look young, man. Yeah, it's cool.
No, how old are you? 20?
Yeah.
20?
All right, very good.
There you go. One more year to go, right?
Dude, I'm counting down the months. I can't wait.
Then you don't have to adhere to all the rules.
That's it.
And Dad works for CNBC. You can't be happy that your son's a fan of our show, huh?
You know what? It's a free country.
Tell everybody what you do for CNBC.
I'm an anchor. I tell people how much money they're losing on any given day on Wall Street.
I
hear
by
you.
the way, huge fan. I watch
I hear
all.
you all the time talking about that.
I watch all the time.
Kramer, I know you're a fan of Kramer's.
That guy's insane.
He is.
And he is going to have a stroke live on the air someday.
But can you ever turn it off?
No,
right.
The guy's yelling all the time. What do you, Kramer? What about GM? GM, General. And he's hitting the sound effects buttons. He's sweating. He's got to have a rag in his hand at all times. He's blotting.
But he changed his act, right? He wasn't like that.
He used to do a show at Larry Kudlow,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
a little
Yep.
more
They were tamer.
conservative. Yeah, but you know what? To be honest with you, I love it. I think,
Yeah.
That's
and
fun.
I think he's getting some numbers on that show.
It,
so
it
it's,
definitely. He's
ratings.
it's one of those new twists to the stock market. Even Morning Call, you guys have kind of changed the stuffy attitude. There's kind of
That's
jokes
my
going
show.
back
Yeah,
and forth.
I got to tell you, I'd put the place on the air. I know I sound like Robin. I hate to see this, but I put the place on the air.
Tell him, Fred.
Very good.
I actually did in 1989. I was one of the first anchors up there, and I had been a disc jockey in New York and elsewhere, and I used to just
Wait,
screw
slow
around.
down. What kind of radio did you do?
Well, in New York, WPIX was top 40.
Look
you
at
know.
that. Yeah, a little top 40 job.
When they were
in the
love
studio.
songs, nothing but love
Actually,
songs.
Disco 102 and that whole thing.
Can you talk up a record for us?
Any record, as long as it's my genre. Yes.
Yeah, give me a song.
Without a hot clock.
Without a hot clock.
Without a
Wow.
clock. Don't need the clock. Just give me something I know.
Jesus.
Wow,
That's
some
pretty
hot-
good.
Donna
I'll
Summer
give you
now?
a hot
Something in
clock.
70s, 60s,
I got a
70s
hot-
kind of thing.
A hot clock, Opie. It's a hot clock.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I say
Stop
yes,
it.
please. Listen, we promised that when I'm here, we got to keep us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
keep some
understand. We don't want to
decorum.
get you fired like we get other people fired.
No.
Let's
I mean,
see. All right, yeah, because what he's
But-
talking about, those guys cheat when they're talking up the records.
Yeah,
They can't
know
even do
when.
that with a
when
field.
it's
They
coming.
actually know how many
I
seconds
can
they got.
I can post them without even looking.
Now Eric's going to have to find one with a little bit of an
these guys
intro.
with the cartridges on them. It's got
Yeah.
03, 05, 07.
Oh, yeah, I know the deal.
Yeah.
You worked out on Long Island.
BAB.
Yeah, I worked every station out there but BAB.
Because that was the
Out on Long Island, yeah?
Yeah, LIX, GBB, HLI, and then PIX here.
You're one of those alphabet soup guys.
And
yeah.
NSR, Soft Rock, in 86.
What was 98.3? They always played soft rock.
K-Joy, 98.3.
Wow.
I actually like that station.
All right, here we go.
a lot.
He's going to talk up.
I don't even know what it is. Don't tell me. Just
Oh,
hit it.
all
Let's
right.
see if I know it. If I don't know it, then I've made a complete fool of myself. But
No,
I've heard
that's
that
a
done here
bold
before.
move,
so-
man. That's a bold move.
All right, let's
I
go.
like it.
Let's see. XM Radio with Opie and Anthony in the morning. Everywhere on your radio. 202, they call it high voltage, I believe. You can call it whatever you like, but we all like it. Let's listen to this song, the title of which I have no idea, but I'm going to shut up right now.
Come on. That's good,
I
man.
posted it.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
Hot Nights by Donna Summer, I think.
Oh, wait, I'll keep talking.
Stuff.
Home at Little Jimmy Norton. Here's Donna Summer and what is it, Hot Nights?
Hot stuff.
He's got the feel. All right, let's try that
That's
one.
great.
All right, give me another artist.
Something in the 70s.
70s.
Yeah.
All right, give me an artist.
It's just, I do this at home for
Eagles.
fun. I've got like 2,000 MP3 sitting on my hard drive. Have a couple of cocktails, and my wife is in the other room, and I'm like playing CBS FM jingles and just having fun.
CBS FM.
CBS Ron Lundy.
Hello,
Hello, love. Yep.
It's a couple minutes past 11 o'clock at WABC. Ron is a sweet guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Never met him.
Well, Hotel
One of those
California, that's
legendary
a long
jocks.
intro,
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'd have to do the weather, the stock report, the headlines.
Hawk.
Jim Norton's latest. You're appearing tonight, by the way, Jim, aren't you?
Well, I'm doing just this Comedy Cellar tonight, which I do every night.
The best
Don't
place
just
to
say
see comedy
just.
in New
Don't
York.
just say just.
Well, it's only 20
during the
minutes
week.
set.
That's all right.
All right. We need a cheesy band from the 70s that you would.
Yeah, cheesy.
Eric, anything you would dance to, just click on it. Go through your iPod.
Find some ABBA.
Blondie?
Well, Waterloo's only got 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
No cold opens, please. What is it with rolls of toilet paper in radio studios? I said to my son, every place I've ever been, Scott.
That's all the cocaine the jocks do. So they got runny noses. All right, here, try this one.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't it good to be back with Opie and Anthony on this Tuesday morning here in New York City? If you're a newcomer to XM Radio, I am so happy you joined us. And I'm going to play a musical number for you that's actually right on Broadway right now as part of a whole show involving this group, and this is just one of the songs. It's Dancing Queen. Here's ABBA.
Fantastic! Holy,
God damn.
I bow to you. I really do. He's doing that with just feeling it out.
I know.
He doesn't,
You can't just do
he doesn't
that.
know how many seconds he has.
But they won't let me do 20 minutes of that wherever Jimmy's appearing tonight, so I don't know how useful it is. But
Yeah, jump up on stage with Jimmy.
I don't
Intro
think
his bits that way. You're gonna laugh at this one. This bit's hysterical.
This
It's
is a
about
little number
AIDS.
involving prostitution.
Oh. Now, you know a little something about the stock market.
Yes. Oh, thank you. We've got CNBC
Now
on the
it's
monitor
up.
now. I appreciate that.
I'm seeing a little red. What's that? Sirius is down
the Dow's
20
down
cents.
31 right now.
Happened.
But look at crude oil is up $1.23.
Of course it is.
There you go.
The oil is screwing everything up.
What could you tell us about our Citadel stock, sir?
Oh, Citadel
We're taking a
Broadcasting.
bath.
Unclear. Unclear at this time.
Unclear. That's a good.
You will be rewarded. We pull out the 8-ball. You know?
Yeah, the 8-ball. Thanks.
We wanted to do that one day when a guest didn't show up. Was just bring out the 8-ball. Just ask
him the same questions.
Same answer.
Why not?
That's a great idea.
We got into Citadel.
Funny thing is, that guy's filling in for me right now.
Oh, you're
yes?
supposed to be on right now?
Yeah, I'm on vacation this week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Citadel, we picked it up. We got in on the IPO. Ground floor,
How'd you do that?
$19 a
Nice.
share.
Where's it now? 2, 3?
It's at $12 a share. Yeah, that's wonderful. Fareed over there at Citadel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We thought it was a guarantee.
Well, of course, and getting in on the IPO is...
We are losing.
Yeah, that's what we said last time. It said we got in on the ground floor, but didn't know there was 30 levels of basement in this building. Horrid.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Is Ibis over there at CNBC?
No, MSNBC.
No, they're at a different...
Everyone gets that confused, don't they? CNBC and MSNBC.
A different venue.
And C-SPAN.
Yeah. Yes.
How's Donnie
The
Deutsch
Coleman
doing?
Network.
Good. He's over there, right?
Donnie's a good guy.
Is he getting ratings for that show?
Yeah. He's got...
You know, we did an interview and they never aired it.
Yeah, that one we did when we were over at the studios. They never aired that one. It's kind of a weird timing issue.
I did a thing with him, too, and I don't know whether that was part of rehearsals or what, or they wanted to change the direction of the show or whatever.
They wanted us to redo it because we talked about a couple things that weren't timely anymore, and we were like, forget it, just edit that part out.
Yeah, they talked to us, and then we were going to broadcast it weeks later, and by that time,
all the stories we talked about were old, so.
Wasn't Chevy Chase on the one you were on?
Yeah. Did they run the Chevy Chase one? Because we were supposed to be on that same day.
Yeah,
he came in with his pink sweater.
What just a pompous, miserable man Chevy is. He has turned into just a miserable man. He used to be the funny guy. What happened? He gets up there, and I saw him doing the Deutsch interview, and it was just cringe-like.
You know what was interesting was Art Garfunkel when he was up there. You know, Dick Cavett used to do a show at CNBC a million years ago, and he added some top names, and some of the people were just,
asses.
Yeah. I
the word.
If I may say without embarrassing, you're a strikingly handsome man.
I've been telling him that for years. I'm so happy somebody else noticed.
What is that?
Wow. Is this on? Can I?
Yeah, yell at your father.
Dude, this is national.
but you told me something about being taken with his 30-inch waist.
Listen,
Or were you quoting Norton?
I'm not taken with it, but sometimes you just see something that's sculptured and you're like, my God, that's nice.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I guess.
Bunch of men just looking at you.
Opie, comment on his nice tan.
Yeah, is that a fake tan?
No, I was out with my wife out to Montauk yesterday with the top down.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, top down, Montauk.
Top down,
nice.
everybody.
Look at
top
you,
down.
living the
Beach
life.
Boys too. And can you find one?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
How they treat you over there? Nice?
CNBC?
Pay you some good cake?
Love it. Great place.
Yeah?
It really is. Yeah.
You've been there how long?
I'm into year 17.
Jesus.
Who even knew it was there that long?
Well, there you go. That was part of the problem.
Wow, that must have been something in the early years. Huh?
I really thought CNBC's been around 4 years.
Yeah.
Really?
I would have thought.
Maybe we went on here in 1989. April 17th, 1989.
Wow.
And then we bought FNN, which is the Financial News Network, which was like nobody ever heard of. I mean, cable back then.
Yeah.
When we moved into our first house in 1981, there was this wire coming out of the wall, and it was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And nobody knew what it was. I plugged it into the set and got HBO and a bunch of this neat stuff, and FNN was on there. We ended up buying them. Stock market went, nuts, and we evolved.
Yeah.
It was,
All right, we got a Beach Boy song. Is this a cold open, though? Help me, Rhonda?
What is it, darling? Well, since you put me down would be the first line on that, and that's a cold open. It'd be a great seg out of a jingle.
Holy crap.
It's like Radio Idiot Savant.
Wow, that's great.
Man.
Give me a Beach Boy song that has an intro. I can't think of one offhand.
What's a cold open? It just starts singing quickly?
Start singing right away.
Immediately. Yeah.
There's nothing you could do with it as a jock.
Then you got a cold ending where it just ends like
How about,
that. Cold fade, sting.
Give me one with a little intro. Kokomo? No, that's...
Aruba, Jamaica. I believe that actually, Kokomo does have
here's
an
one.
intro. It's probably 7
No,
seconds.
go with that one. Yeah, this one definitely has some time.
Right.
To it.
We do a time check and weather.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness. Let's take it back to the 60s. Morning, Bob. Harry Harrison, CBS FM. Morning, where all the good songs are gone. It's 10:30 on a Tuesday morning in New York City, and it is hot and hazy and humid. But we don't care, do we, Anthony and Opie? Or Opie and Anthony? Or Jimmy Norton? Because we're all going to the beach with the Beach Boys. And they're going to keep vamping for a minute, and we're going to do this right now. We're going to take you all around the country with the Beach Boys. Now you know why I got out of radio.
No shit.
That's without a clock.
Wow.
Mr. Bridges.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
How you doing?
Oh, there he is.
Hello, sir.
Sorry to make you wait. It's Bo Bridges, everyone.
Hey, Opie. Hey, Anthony.
What are we doing getting actual Hollywood stars on our show?
We don't know how to talk to a real Hollywood star. We get the phony types.
How you guys doing?
Very good.
Good.
What do you got going for yourself these days?
Well, I'm doing Stargate.
Stargate?
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
The Sci-Fi show. They're in their 9th season, and I'm joining them as General Hank Landry.
9 years that show's been on?
Yeah.
Jesus, where does the time go?
I know.
9 seasons. And now you're joining the cast. Is it the Stargate or Stargate Atlantis or Stargate CSI or
Stargate SG-1?
SG-1, that's the original one.
That's right.
And is MacGyver still on that show?
Richard came in and did like a couple of scenes and a couple of episodes, but he's sort of opting out of it.
Wow, why would he leave? He's doing very well with that.
Well, 9 years, he helped create the show, and I don't know, you'd have to ask Richard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, put him on. No? Not there?
I've been a big fan for ever since the incident. I didn't see it live. I mean, I was born in '68, but I got to say that's a fine film.
Yeah, that was a crazy one about the subways in New York, huh?
Yeah, Martin Sheen's first film. That was his actual first film with Tony Musante and Bo Bridges played the guy who got involved. Ed McMahon. Was that Ed McMahon's only film ever?
It was Tom and Carol, Bob Carroll, and Ted
Nellis. Only dramatic forte.
Now you've been acting for a long time, and a friend of mine and I were talking about like a lot of the way the movies are, and it seems like a lot of the stress is no longer put on acting because a lot of the stuff like effects and all that stuff.
A lot of the stress, you say?
Well, the effects it seems like have kind of replaced what used to you have to act like in the '60s. You had to act because there was nothing to cover up anything. That's why a lot of you guys from those days are great. And it seems like today there's so many effects and other things that will just cover up for a lack of what would have passed back then.
Oh wow, good question.
Hopefully they won't. Where it all ends, they'll I can't even pronounce the word. Digitalize this.
Or, digitize. Either one is good, especially on this show.
I'll have to get into voiceovers or something. I suppose.
You've done a lot of great work. He was in Norma Ray, Grease Lightning. You just had a fantastic career. I mean, what did you start in '48? You was like your first role?
Yeah, I think around that time I was in a film called Zamba, which comes on TV every once in a while, where I was chasing around in the jungle with a gorilla named Zamba.
Zamba the gorilla, sure.
There's lots of me calling out, Zamba, Zamba.
Now, obviously, you're Jeff's brother. Every role he plays lately, it just seems like he plays a complete maniac. He's nothing like that, I would hope.
No, my mother wouldn't like to hear you say that, because he also played the President of the United States.
Did he?
Pretty calm and collected in that one.
I can't look
he
at
does like those crazy guys, doesn't he?
I can't look at him without thinking of the remake of The Vanishing with Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, yeah.
It was frightening.
I like that one. That was pretty bizarre. We get hit with the space and the shovel goes into his face and all that.
Hey, have you seen any of his performances from the Dinah Shore show?
Mm-mm.
Any of your brother's performances?
No, I haven't. I remember him doing that.
Yeah, we recently got a DVD, and it's a bunch of singing performances by celebrities on the Dinah Shore show.
Oh,
and
yeah. He must have been like 16 or 17.
Oh, my God. Well, I don't know. He had this big head of hair and beard. I think it was during King Kong.
Uh-huh.
Might have been during that one.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't like a kid.
No. But it was one of those performances that are kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, he's gotten into music quite a bit. He came out with an album with Michael McDonald recently.
Really?
That he wrote a lot of Jeff wrote a lot of the music for and stuff. He's always loved music, yeah.
Do you guys have any competitive stuff going? Because you're both very, very famous and both very respected actors.
Not really, because first of all, we both feel quite blessed and fortunate to have been able to make a living in this business, which is such a crazy biz, and also I'm a bit older than Jeff, so in a lot of ways, because my dad was traveling a lot with work when we'd stay home as kids, I would do a lot of the father stuff with him. So I kind of, I enjoy all of his successes and so forth because I taught him everything he knows.
Well, you're also very musical. I mean, it says here in the bio that you play guitar. I'm not particularly musical.
Yeah, I love music. I do. I like to play it. I'm not quite like when Jeff and I did the Fabulous Baker Boys together.
Yes,
play those
of course.
Piano guys. We played all our own piano in it, but Jeff can really. I mean, he still can play all of Dave Grusin jazz music from that, and I had to just kill myself to learn a few bars. I can chord with my left hand and play melody with my right, so I'm okay at parties for an hour or so, but that's about it.
Hey, Bo, how's your son Todd doing? We haven't heard from him in a while.
Todd. Yeah, I think Todd's not my son, but he's from what I understand, he's doing okay now, Todd Bridges. Yeah, but a lot of people think he's my son, but no.
No, huh?
No.
I think that's great that you're still going strong in this new thing, because I do a little bit of acting too, although I'm not particularly very good. I tend to just make eye contact with the camera, and then the director has to go talk.
Yeah, that's the first thing you don't want to do.
Are you Meisner or Method? Can I ask you that?
What
Am
is
I
that?
which?
Either or, Meisner or Method actor?
Well, my dad was my teacher, and he was, sort of a Stanislavski guy, the Stanislavski method. So I learned a lot of that path from him.
Stanislavski?
As opposed to Boleslavsky, which was another method actor.
Really?
Now, Boleslavsky, geez, now you're talking.
Oh, my God. We got an anchor from CNBC in the studio today, sir. And he's boring the hell out of us. And
yeah, Boleslavsky, in fact, I just gave my nephew a book written by him. He was one of Stanislavski's students, and he wrote a book called Acting, the First 6 Lessons. And it's a great one. You ought to get it. It's fun. The first lesson is do not look into the camera.
Oh, that's what I kind of do. I try to avoid all voice inflection and emotion. I figure just spit the words out quickly and then let the audience decide what I meant.
There you go.
Hey, how do you feel? I mean, again, I would classify you as an absolutely real actor and like an old school guy. How do you feel about all the remakes, all the shit that they're throwing out at people?
Well, I mean, I've certainly done my share of shite. I think the most important aspect to any entertainment that tells a story is the story itself. If it's a good one, then it probably will be retold several times. You know.
What goes through your mind when you're part of a project that you just know is awful, but you're under contract and you gotta get it done?
Well, it's odd for me. That's never really happened because I think the whole nature of what I do, being an actor, is kind of requires of you total commitment when you jump in there. And
right.
so by the time that the camera's rolling, I'm pretty much on board.
But aren't there times you just know, I got myself into something here?
No, maybe later on, if you see one that's a stinker,
Come on, Grease Lightning.
It hurts.
That was a good one with
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, of course. I was going to ask about that. Did you get along with Pryor? Because he legendarily gets along with no one.
Deeper into the craft than that one.
What's that?
Could dig a lot deeper into the craft than that one.
Yeah. No, that was Richard Pryor's first kind of main thing.
Yeah, it was like a real serious role for him as Wendell Scott. Did you enjoy working with him, or was he brutal?
No, he was wonderful in that movie. Yeah, he was just great.
Okay, it's probably before he got jaded and miserable on coke.
I liked you as Warren Tucker in Sea Hunt episode Storm Drain. Don't you love Internet Movie Database? You were in a episode of Sea Hunt with your dad.
Yes, I played a jewel thief in that one.
Really?
Who escapes into a storm drain after I pull off the heist, and then Mike Nelson, my dad, dives into the sewer to save me.
Ah.
And
that was I used to watch that as a kid all the time, Sea Hunt. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Bo,
Me too.
got a question for you, and I bet Anthony will recall this too.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like every episode at some point in Sea Hunt involved somebody getting behind your dad and cutting his air hose. A violent underwater fight, his air hose gets cut, right?
That's right.
Yeah, what was the whole storyline to that? What was your dad's character in that?
Well, he was like I think he was he a ex-Coast Guard guy or something that was just sort of...
But he was
like a detective, and he would go out and solve crimes on the water.
Underwater detective. How many underwater crimes are happening?
But in doing so, he
seems like a bad business.
Was all underwater, and he really introduced a lot of people across the country and the world to underwater stuff. And he and Jacques Cousteau kind of came along the same time. Cousteau, of course, in the scientific area. My dad.
I had a Sea Hunt moment, Bo.
Oh, did you? What happened?
I was scuba diving, and I beat up a Frenchman 60 feet underwater once.
Did you pull out his arrow?
No, I just punched him a few times, and we were wrestling and stuff in slow motion underwater. It's a true story.
The only way to wrestle underwater is slow motion.
I was scuba diving, and this Frenchman who was just being a complete ass on the boat before we dove wasn't paying attention to anything. It was his first dive, and he just came down way too fast and landed on top of me. So I decided the best way to take care of this was to punch him in his face underwater.
Jeez, well, Jacques Cousteau wouldn't like that very much.
So we had
his air hose open.
We had kind of a Sea Hunt slow motion fight underwater. It was great.
Excellent. I wish I could have been there.
Now you did Norma Ray in '79, and a great film. And Ron Liebman was in that. What is Ron Liebman doing?
I haven't seen Ron in a long time. He's a good guy, and I actually worked again with him after that. I cast him in a movie that I directed, and he was wonderful. He's always great when he's out there.
Yeah, he did a very funny film by Mad Magazine called Up the Academy.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I remember that one, sure.
So are you looking for any young actors? Because, I would definitely like to do some Hollywood acting work.
I wouldn't mind considering you, but I'd like you to send me some footage of you where you could actually say something without looking into the camera. That's very important to me.
See, Jimmy? I don't think you have any of that.
No, but a lot of times I like to hold the paper, but I always make sure I'm holding a newspaper so the audience doesn't see that I'm actually reading off the script. I know how to hide it around the set.
And Bo, Jim was in Spider-Man, the first one. So.
Oh yeah, I had one line in Spider-Man.
True. Yeah.
What did you say?
I was the pivotal turning point in the film. I was a man on the street, and they said, "What do you think of Spider-Man?" I said, "He stinks, and I don't like him." And I was
got your line right here.
He stinks, and I don't like him. That was my line.
That was the actual line from Spider-Man.
Is that how you said it?
Yeah, well, I was just kind of... I was exasperated. That was me playing exasperated.
So you had more, on the actual take, you had more exasperation in there.
Yeah, I used a little bit of spunk. I didn't even get to meet Sam Raimi. It was all his second unit shoot in Queens.
spunk, spunk is really on the way out. You've got to get rid of the spunk.
Yeah, I hear Pepe is making a comeback. Spunk is
Pepe is
hacked.
better, yeah.
I like playing lackadaisical.
Ooh.
Sure. Well, Bo, thank you for joining us.
And what again? Because they're saying that we got to get you out of here. But what is the name of the
Stargate.
Stargate.
Oh, no, when it's starting and all that stuff.
SG1.
SG1.
And it's going to be on the Sci-Fi Channel, of course, Fridays at 9 p.m.
We're going after the aliens before they get us.
That's it, zipping through
that
time.
little War of the Worlds tie-in. Look
there
at
you. Go.
you.
All right.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you, Mr. Bridges.
Good talking to you guys. Have a great day.
You too. Bo Bridges, everyone.
Bye-bye.
He's a big Hollywood star, that guy, right there. Jeff, his brother.
I'm in studio.
Right?
Out, talk.
Lloyd. Dad Lloyd.
How long is this?
Unfortunately, Lloyd's last movie was Jay Moore's Mafia.
Ah.
Not that I didn't enjoy Jay Moore and Mafia, Jay. Hi, Jay.
I see that sometimes in gas stations. I'm stopping off at an Exxon,
yeah.
And I realize that there's no hole drilled in between the two booths, and I have to go in there and actually do some shopping. I'll actually, if I can't meet anyone, I'll buy a movie. So Mafia is always like the one they have a bunch of copies in the Exxon of, which is good.
Yeah, sure. It's opening up to a new market.
Yeah, why not?
The people that need gas.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
What are you looking at? What do we got there?
That's all it is? Okay, we can do this. We're going to do an O&A TV edit thing.
Oh. Yeah, I want to hear this. This is Jimmy?
Jim Norton talking to Dragon Wagon, I think. The famous Dragon Wagon bit.
No.
What?
What?
Is it, Hawk? Quickly,
oh,
what is it?
Hawk.
Oh, he went with
what
the other one?
What have you done?
No, they said they might go with the other one. This is...
But it's Hawk's fault.
It is.
It always is.
It is.
Oh, now he's taking mics away from
Why
the guests.
8 people walking in here while you remove a mic from an anchor?
Here you go. Hold on.
No, but that's his son. Show respect to his son. Talking to mine.
Mine, sir?
No, talking to mine.
All right. So the Dragon Wagon was a little too Dragon Wagon was a little too long and didn't have enough variety in the language. So we went with a different bit that Danny selected.
What bit is
Oh, look at it. Now, wait a minute. That just was very telling.
I know what
Nathaniel is not confident in this. At all.
I have the utmost confidence. But
no, you said which Danny chose.
But there's some, discussion as to who contributed to what, and people not getting credit. And I think Danny selected an excellent bit.
You would absolutely not give Danny credit.
No.
You wouldn't say
I would.
you did it if he didn't do it, but you wouldn't step up and actually give him the credit.
I have the utmost confidence in this.
All right.
What's the bit?
It's a Jim yelling at a caller that just said he wasn't funny.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And it's done in the TV edit style. You know how they put movies on regular television? They got to edit out the language, and a lot of time they use ridiculous words for the curses. The voice is different. The ambient noise in the background's different. And it's ridiculous.
Right.
And we just decided to try one of these with a little segment of our show.
All right, here's Jim Norton, the original line.
Wait,
hey, guys.
Oh, you killed me.
Nathaniel wanted to say something.
Did he?
No, it's okay.
Oh, you was going to talk into the microphone.
Fucking ass.
But he was going to talk into the mic.
You got me so bad.
No, he was trying to talk into the mic, and he got shy, and he walked away.
All right, here's the original.
All right.
Dialogue.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Long-time listener. Glad to have you back. Love
Jeff, welcome to the program.
Hey, got to tell you got to get rid of Norton. Dump this guy because he sucks.
What?
Uh-oh.
That was the first line?
That's the first line, and now we're going to clean it up for TV.
Oh.
Wow.
Steve, you have confidence in this?
Green Goblin Face made a really good choice in there, didn't he? Dumbbell. Could you have picked one with profanity in it, Daniel?
All right, it's just the first one.
But the whole point is you got to clean it up, and there's nothing wrong with...
I'm thinking sucks.
All right, Steve, explain yourself.
We used, if I may make a local reference, Channel 11 rules with
where
profanity.
They couldn't use sucks?
Can't use sucks.
All right, let's listen to the original.
All right, one more
I just
time.
got confused because
So
I didn't know
did
what they were going to redo here.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Long-time listener. Glad to have you back. Love
Jeff, welcome to the program.
Hey, got to tell you got to get rid of Norton. Dump this guy because he sucks.
What?
All right, so that's the original.
All right.
What a dope I am, greeting him happily.
Yeah, I know.
Asshole, I
You
hope
feel stupid.
Hope he's dead.
And here's that same line cleaned up for Channel 11. Local broadcast.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Long-time listener. Glad to have you back. Love
Jeff, welcome to the program.
Hey, got to tell you got to get rid of Norton. Dump this guy because he
stinks.
What?
All right. I kind of like it. It was very good execution, by the way. The sound was a little off. The voice wasn't the same, but his attitude was the same. You tried to actually get the guy's angry attitude.
This is actually a lot harder than you'd think because you have to sit there and say it exactly how Norton delivers the line.
All right.
Forget it.
You really need to explain.
Nope.
Jesus.
I don't.
All right, here's the
My
original.
motivation was.
I know. See that?
Every time he opens his mouth, he drains the funny from the room.
Whoa, easy there, Jeff.
I got to tell you, hey, Norton, Bob Kelly was on the other day. I couldn't tell the difference between him and you. Get a new shtick, buddy. You stole it from him. You're a one-trick pony.
Yeah, your mother's a one-trick pony, too. When I give her money, she sucks my dick and eats my ass. You fucking fan with an opinion. Your mother's a trick-turning pony. She sucks horse cock while bad 70s music plays.
Funny little troll.
God, Jim's just proving that he's actually funny there.
Wow.
That's not really what I meant to say.
No.
Just kind of slipped out.
A little harsh.
Well, Steve cleans this up for a local broadcast.
Every time he opens his mouth, he drains the funny from the room.
Whoa, easy there, Jeff.
I got to tell you, hey, Norton, Bob Kelly was on the other day. I couldn't tell the difference between him and you. Get a new shtick, buddy. You stole it from him. You're a one-trick pony.
Yeah, your mother's a one-trick pony, too. When I give her money, she
shines my shoes and heeds my words. You flippin' fern with an opinion. Your mother's a tried and true pony. She sings punk rock
while bad 70s music plays.
Funny little troll.
All right, I'm standing up and up.
Bravo.
Martini Steve.
Very good.
Oh,
wow.
Perfect.
That's exactly how they do it in the
Exactly
movies.
how they do it in the movies.
Because you have to read, you have to exactly figure out Jimmy's delivery the original time, run through that a few
Holy
times,
crap, that's
think
funny.
of what you'd be looking at on a screen, and then think of words that would match up with what he's saying.
All the bad fake curses and everything.
Bad that don't make sense.
What did I say last one? Your mother does what with a pony? The final...
I forgot.
Fern? I think there was a fern in there,
there's a
too.
fern reference.
Fern.
Wait, I could play the last...
Yeah.
You know these Denons, right? You can play the last 5 seconds of the track? No?
It's used to records.
Every time he...
You flippin' fern with an opinion. Your mother's a tried and true pony. She sings punk rock while bad 70s music plays.
Funny little troll.
That is really good.
Sings punk rock.
And
If
I had any real sense of humor, that's what I would have said to begin with.
Yes. That would have shown him.
All right, let's... Here's the original line. There's more to this bit.
You're an unfunny little troll, buddy.
That's the best you have, unfunny little troll? I say your mother sucks pony dick on film, and you call me a troll? Do I trip-trap under a bridge? Drop dead, motherfucker.
All right, let's see how Steve cleaned this up for a local broadcast.
We have to do this with a news anchor here? I'm a little embarrassed and ashamed of my potty mouth.
You're an unfunny little troll, buddy.
That's the best you have, unfunny little troll? I say your mother strips furniture on film, and you call me a troll? Do I trip-trap under a bridge? Drop dead, Mr. Falcon.
Hey, he stole that from Die Hard 2.
That's great. Wow. Steve, you got to do another one.
We will.
You've hit a home run here.
Okay.
Let's say hi to Vic in Connecticut. Vic?
Yeah.
Hey, Vic.
What's happening?
Hey.
I don't usually call shows, but that was awesome. Unbelievable. I'm cracking up, and Mr. Falcon, unbelievable.
All right, thanks.
Martini Steve's best bit ever from Philly. Look at this. They're loving it.
That was a good one, man.
Well, there's still a little more here before we end the show.
I'm not a professional. You're a professional.
You're not a professional. You're a fucking nobody. You're an anonymous zero.
All right, and now cleaned up for local broadcast.
I'm not a professional. You're a professional.
You're not a professional. You're a
faking nobody.
You're an anonymous zero.
Faking. That really does. You've definitely hit on what they do on television.
Here's the original dialogue.
I may suck, but your mother swallows and takes it on the face.
Hey, my mother may take it on the face, but at least she's funnier than you, motherfucker.
She's not funnier than me. The only thing funnier about her is she's a woman with a cock. That's what's funny about your mother. And she dangles it over your father's face like a Roman war helmet.
How the hell are you going to clean up this one?
Oh, my
Dude,
goodness.
This was the most challenging bit. We had
Yes.
Nathaniel and I both did VO parts in this one.
I may stink, but your mother swats flies and shaves her face.
Hey, my mother might shave her face, but at least she's funnier than you, Mike Foxtrot.
She's not funnier than me. The only thing funnier about her is she's a woman with a beard. That's what's funny about your mother. And she dangles it over your father's face
like a rug from Persia.
I like Nathaniel had to play the part of the angry caller. Anyone else pick up on
Very
that?
good.
Very good. All right, we're running out of show. We want to get to the end of this. The original dialogue.
You're the worst, man.
I may be the worst, but I'm well paid and you're a listener. So sit there, boy, and listen. Put on your headphones and listen, little fella. I drain the funny out of a room the way your mother drains semen out of black cocks. Where'd he go?
I don't think he could take it. By the way, the CNBC anchor left, I don't know, a half hour ago at least. All right, here's that same dialogue cleaned up for TV.
You're the worst, man.
I may be the worst, but I'm well paid and you're a listener. So sit there, boy, and listen. Put on your headphones and listen, little fella. I drain the funny out of a room the way your mother
drinks seltzer on the rocks.
Where'd he go?
I don't think he could take it.
Excellent.
Wow.
I do like it.
Unbelievable, Steve.
Thank you, Nathaniel, as well. This was a group effort.
And Danny picked the bit.
You guys,
very good.
You gotta do another one for tomorrow. It's too good.
Okie doke.
We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll replay this one because we couldn't spend too much time on this.
I need to take criticism a little better.
Yeah, you do. You are a lunatic.
I'm just a jerk.
You're a crazy person, Jimmy.
All right, we're running out of show here. Want to thank the CNBC guy for coming in and leaving with his son. Grabbed his son by the collar and ran out of here. Jesus. All right.
Can't stop laughing. Look at it. Everybody is chiming in now. There isn't one bad review.
Dude, right there. The second one down. Cleveland Odeon, July 23rd. Second show tickets available on Ticketmaster. Thank you, sir, whoever you are.
Tomorrow, real fast though, the Wow Ride with Keith the Cop.
Right.
If you want to go on the Wow Ride from New York to Philly, you got to be here before 7:30 in New York City, 57th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue, 111 57th Street.
What?
This concludes our broadcast day.